and welcome to the Metalheads podcast. My name is George.
I am Buke.
And this is Jay.
And today we have with us Trevor Portz from the band Ashen Horde. How you doing today, Trevor?
Great. How's it going?
Going well.
You know, George, we're seeing Trevor here on the webcam. He may be the first guest that may rival your fucking CD collection. Look at the stack behind him.
Yeah, that's nice.
And that's only one wall of 3 in this room.
Or
so
I've
got a bit of a hoarding collection.
Or he could be like, you know, up my alley. Is that like a stack of video game CD cases behind you?
No, sorry.
Of course not. Of course not.
Some DVDs and stuff.
Yep.
Nobody
would you, Trevor, would you say it was an Ashen Horde?
I would not. I'm an Ashen Hoarder, actually.
That's the spirit, man.
I hoard things. Yeah, I've got a couple walls of CDs in the other room as well. That's what he's referring to. So awesome. Yeah. So tell us a little bit about Ashen Horde. You know, how long have you been doing this? I know how much material you have out, but you know, what have you got? Where can people get it? And just a little bit about yourself.
All right, sweet. Yeah, so Ashen Horde is my solo black prog band. I've been doing it for about almost 3 years now. Moved to LA from New York a couple years back, and my previous band kind of fizzled out. So when I got here, I wanted to do something, and technology being what it was, I was inspired enough to try to do something on my own. It worked out well. I've been a lot more productive than I ever was in bands, not to badmouth any of my old band members, but having just one big old ego to deal with has been really awesome. So in that time, I've released, 3 EPs, a 7-inch single, a full-length album, and then a second full-length album is coming out in just about a week. I'm Plague. So all that stuff's available online. You can get it all, iTunes, Amazon, all that. If you're old school like we are with big walls of CDs, I've got CD copies available too. You can get them through the Bandcamp site, and I've got a big cartel store. So hopefully eventually they'll be in some shops too. But it would seem everyone wants to download it anymore. So, you know,
I want to ask you, man, since this is basically a one-man band you got going here, I mean, I really want to know about that process, because that's more common in black metal than any other place. But I really want to know, like, what do you do first? I mean, I'm assuming you're actually playing, because those sound like live drums to me. I mean, that's not a.
Well, then I'm glad you think that, but no, that's all the drums are programmed.
Oh, okay, all right. Insane. Oh, dude, it sounds amazing.
But to be honest, I think I spend more time on drums than all the other stuff, because I should have taken that time and learned to play the drums. But you know, whatever. It's what I have. Plus, you know, it's easier in Hollywood. I don't have space for a drum kit. But so it's an interesting process that is not surprisingly kind of slow and tedious, since I've got to do all the parts myself. But usually as I'm doing the writing, I'll just lay them down with real basic drums behind them so I can get the right feel for the guitar parts. And it's just a slow building process, adding on top, adding more and more guitars, and eventually, you know, refining the drums, putting all the fills in, just trying to make it sound as realistic as I can. My brother's a drummer, and he's done a lot of big stuff. He's played with the Legion and some other bands, done work with them. And so I really use him as kind of a gauge. And if I feel like if I can make the drums sound like something he would play and sound realistic, then I've nailed it. And if you thought they were real, honestly, I guess I've done something right. So
you have, man. If I actually would really like to know, and you can tell me offline if you want, or you can tell me now, but what like program we're using for that? What do you use?
I use Superior Drummer. It's made by TuneTrack, and I've got, 10,000 libraries on there. It's pretty much everything they've ever offered, a bunch of drum kits, and it gives you a place to start, but a lot of it's moving MIDI around and doing it by hand, which, you know, of course, is kind of agonizing. But
Trevor,
it really sounds great.
Sorry, that's an interesting point also with that. As you know, you said it probably would have been easier maybe to learn how to play drums. Is it hard to go into it not even knowing how to play drums and try and lay that down digitally, in a sense, make it up when you just kind of have it in your head what it should sound like? Like me, not being a drummer, you can give me that program and I still can't I can lay down, a simple I can't, do a full
I'd
song
also like
with
to know,
drums.
addendum to that question, is any of this being done like freehand? I mean, or are you literally just programming it? I'm sorry to focus on
Well, yeah, so Superior Drummer, and I'm hoping I get some residuals from TuneTrack for this. It's actually a really nice program because it's all the samples are recorded by real drummers. I mean, they've got people like John Tempesta, Nick Barker, all these guys have laid them out, and then they chop them up into just tiny little segments. And so you go through just infinite libraries of this stuff, pull the ones you want, string them all together, and then you can go in and tweak them to make sure they fit exactly right. So That's part of the reason it sounds real. It's played by real people. But I think a big part of it is, to your point, finding what I'm hearing in my head when you've got just tiny snippets, and just going over them and trying to dig out the thing that you're looking for, and at least getting close and then be able to make exactly what you want. But yeah. It takes a long time. It took me a lot longer in the beginning. Now I kind of know where things are how to do it.
No.
But
Go ahead, George.
How long does it take you think, to put together drums for one song? I'm curious because, like I mentioned, I actually got Superior Drummer this past year. I haven't really played with it too much. I'm infamous for my own one-man project that hasn't recorded in like 12 years.
Infamous like serial killers are infamous.
Infamous like that guy that was the worst person that was ever on American Idol.
And also infamous like serial killers in that they should be put in jail.
Yeah, exactly.
So
just for that.
Let's just say
exactly.
Let's just say my stuff never came anywhere close to the stuff that you've been doing. But like I said, I haven't even lifted an instrument in like 12 years.
Not infamous like there was that one rare George Washburn recording.
No,
there was two burned.
That would have been like legendary or something.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
It was like legendary fail, but every once in a while
to hear this stuff, man.
It can be done. You can hear it.
I need to know.
Well, I was inspired by Trent Reznor like in the late 90s. And as soon as I got like a personal computer with, any kind of recording software on there, I started with probably like a Roland drum machine or something. And then eventually I moved on to beats, various like sampled drums and stuff like that. And it always just sounded horrible. I mean, it was really bad, but it was really just supposed to be like demos. But anyway, I'm just curious how long.
Exactly what they are.
Man. Jay used to be nice to me about this, and now he's like, yeah, we just tell him like it is. It's shit. But so I was just curious how long it takes you to program drums in Superior Drummer for one song.
Yeah, no, it takes me a long time because I think one of the keys to making it sound realistic is you've got to think like a real drummer. So, you don't want it to be completely robotically perfect. So there's some built-in things that help you with that. But, it's very easy if you just want to loop something. If you have the same pattern you want it played over and over for 4 minutes, that's simple, but it's going to sound fake. So I think the key is going in there and finding the fills that fit what the guitars are playing, putting in lots of changes. Obviously, I write on the more progressive side of metal, so there's a lot of that. But I don't know if I've ever actually clocked it. It's many hours over many days and weeks, and a lot of times I'll come back later and tweak things when they just don't sound quite right or too robotic, whatever. So I wish I could. Next time I'll like start a timer every time I sit down and do it.
Well, I was just looking ballpark. Like, is it a couple hours, a couple days, a couple weeks, a couple months? How long to? Yeah, just a guess that you spend on like one drum track. I mean,
several days over a couple weeks span, I'd say.
Wow.
I probably put in, if I were to just sit down and work on one song straight, I'd probably put in maybe an hour or two a day for probably 2 weeks between drums and, getting other things tweaked. Yeah.
Right.
Related to it and getting us off drums here, really the overall quality of the sound that you're achieving is great, dude. I have to say there's a really good audio quality to all of it. I was listening to the new EP this morning, which you just posted, so we'll have to talk about that. But a really nice sound that you've got on these.
Yeah,
sweet, thanks. Yeah,
there's a lot of times you can hear when somebody's a one-man band, and you're like, oh yeah, I can tell, or like, oh, I can tell this was recorded in a basement. Doesn't mean it's not good, but particularly for people that have done recording, you can. There's things you can hear, and you go, okay, I can hear it. And while I knew you were doing everything, I couldn't tell. So.
Right, well, I really appreciate that. Similar to the drums, you guys know exactly what I want to hear. Going into it, that was one of the things I was really striving for, because I've been in bands, been in the studio. I've learned a lot in the past, but I know exactly what you mean. A lot of times you can tell that it was done in someone's basement. And so I've worked really hard to get around that, just, anything I could to try to get around. And so far, I guess I've been relatively successful. I learn every time I go in, I do learn something new.
Trevor, since I've been doing the podcast with these guys and, been into metal for a while, for years now, it seems, and I'm not calling you out and saying you're jumping on the bandwagon, but it seems like the current trend right now, or what was popular this year, is you saw a lot of the one-man black metal projects come around. Especially, I saw them popping up on my radar. I wanted to ask you, this one of the biggest questions I had is, Why do you think that is? And why is it one-man black metal projects?
Why isn't it a one-man death metal project?
Exactly. A one-man thrash project or a one-man power metal project.
I mean, like I said, the reason I got into it really is I'd moved to LA, didn't really know anyone. I did actually have a little brief stint trying to set up a full band, but it wasn't happening. And I was just like so itching to get some of this material I'd been working on out. So that's really what pushed me into it. It wasn't inspired by anything else. In terms of why it's black metal bands primarily, my guess is because of the general misanthropic kind of antisocial attitude of black metal guys.
That's a good answer, dude.
That they would assume lock themselves in a dark basement, create evil music, and be done with it. So
dude, that's
maybe not the same path I followed, but that makes sense to me.
That was actually going to be my first question to you, but Jay sort of hit the same topic, so I skipped it. But I was going to say, so why are you a one-man band? Is it because you don't play well with others, because you're super misanthropic, or what? And that totally, that's what I was thinking too. Black metal equals misanthropes.
Yeah, but that's just his theory, though. I'm not getting misanthrope off Trevor at all. I mean,
no.
I'm probably ruining my reputation in the black metal world, or have already in the last 5-10 minutes. So
you know what, though, dude? All the black metal guys we talk to are the nicest guys in the world. So,
but was Neutrino really?
Well, no, except him, you know.
Except that guy. He's
fuck that guy.
Yeah.
I do like playing with other people, but it really just came out of not having anyone to play with and wanting to do something. But to be fair, I've kind of gotten into it. I like not having to rely on anyone else and everything.
So, but going into this, though,
kind of nice.
Trevor, you accept the fact that you're not going to be able to play this live,
right? No, if the opportunity came up, if this thing took off and I got invited to do shows, whatever, I would have to round up a band. I mean, I do know a lot of people that are kind of spread over the world. I'd love to think I could pull them together, but there's no way I could actually do this unless you want me to stand in the middle with projection in the back like Death Clock and me in an animated band.
I've seen it done, man. I haven't seen the animated band, but I've seen guys go up there and play with machines before, for what it's worth.
Yeah,
I'm not doing that. That's like one step above busking, and I'm not really into that.
It doesn't work.
So you haven't done any actual shows yet with this band?
With Ashen Horde, yeah.
No, I have not.
Let's talk about just briefly, because we do really want to focus on what you're doing now. But you said you'd been in a few bands. You had a few metal bands in the past that you've been in? Yeah,
nothing too noteworthy. When I was back I grew up in Colorado. I had probably one of the only black metal bands in Denver at the time called Fetal Hymen. It was really...
Oh, shit.
I cringe when I say it now.
No. You wear that with pride.
We were like, let's be the most offensive band we can and sing about all this shit. So we called ourselves Fetal Hymen. Yeah, and we did the whole thing in Denver, our big farewell show, because we all ended up moving away. We had like a big skinned cow head centerpiece. So we were trying to mimic what those Norwegian guys were doing overseas. Couldn't get a goat, so we got a cow. It was vile, it was disgusting, but it was also
totally... You went Gorgoroth, dude. Nicely done.
Yeah, exactly. And then I had a band called Pawn Star, which was more like a kind of straight up rock band for a couple of years.
Sounds like two different worlds,
Totally different. Oh, no, this is like Kiss, Cheap Trick kind of inspired thing. It was, well, I guess more like the Backyard Babies, Helicopters kind of stuff.
Instead of cow heads, it was, tight leather pants and fucking...
No, none of that. More like jeans and 70s wear. No tight leather.
Nice. I like to hear the name Cheap Trick dropped every once in a while, because I'm a big Cheap Trick fan, man. Like they made some great records.
Yeah, absolutely.
So being in Hollywood, how do you come up with such dark music and such a bright, I don't want to say happy, but shiny environment?
It's pretty sunny and mellow. Yeah, I don't know. Apparently there's some darkness in me that I'm able to channel. I try to keep it down most of the time, but it gives me a reason to...
Is there a metal scene there?
Yeah, what's the scene like?
There is, but my misanthropic attitude has apparently kept me out of it. I do go see shows a lot, but I'm not really I don't know a lot of the local guys.
I think Lightning Swords of Death are out there. You don't know those guys?
Oh, Lightning Swords of Death.
All three of us just sat here and just fucking looked like deer in the headlights.
Lightning Swords of Death, come on.
Hey, totally off topic here. Are you a Kings fan? You a hockey fan?
No, sorry.
Come on, he's too misanthropic. Come on.
The CD collection replaced any desire I could have to watch sports ever.
Cool. That's cool. I just assume you have to be no hockey fan at all rather than have you be a Kings fan, so we're okay.
Okay, that's fair. So, none at all.
So I like that you taking black metal and giving it a progressive edge. While I like the old school black metal, it's nice for the genre to evolve a little bit. And I don't want everything to sound like Dark Throne circa 1994 anymore. They've done that. It's nice to hear things that are done a little newer. And that's what first drew me to your last album when I reviewed that last year. That was, forgive me if I can't pronounce this.
Sanguinum Vindicta. I'm assuming that's how it's pronounced too.
Yeah.
That's pretty shitty.
Yeah. I came across that. It was when I first heard about you, and I did a review on whatever the website was at the time, probably Metal Disciple, I'm guessing.
Yeah, that sounds right.
And I loved it. And
cool.
So as soon as you told me you were releasing 9 Plagues, I was all over that. And my point just being, progressive black metal. Keep up the good work.
Right, thanks. Yeah, no, I totally am with you. Like, I love the old stuff too. I mean, that's what kind of got me into black metal in the first place. But I don't know if I've lost tolerance for it, but a lot of the bands, even the really cool new ones, Winterfileth and some of that, are kind of bringing that old style. I don't have the patience to play the same riff for 8 minutes straight with the same beat. Well, I've just been too into other things and want to try to bring them in, mix it up a bit.
Well, I feel like there's a little death that creeps in there too, if you don't mind me saying so. I mean, you've definitely kind of got, I'm trying to think of the example I was going to give, not Vader, but there's a little bit of that kind of German black and death thing going on in places too, just for the sheer punchiness of some of the guitar riffs and stuff.
Yeah, my indoctrination into like extreme metal was through death metal. I came out of kind of the thrash scene and then got into Cannibal Corpse and stuff they were doing by like the Vile album, all sorts of time changes and other stuff and the real technicality. That's what kind of kicked me into the genre. I got into black metal a little after that. So yeah, it doesn't surprise me that comes through.
What are your thoughts on Leviathan? I know he's like a one-man wrecking crew. At least that's what the metal zines and websites would have you believe.
I don't really have an opinion. I don't even think I've heard anything of it except by name. I know in reputation, but no, never checked it out.
He's a local boy up here.
So,
yeah, he's a tattoo artist in San Francisco, and he's made he just locked himself in the basement, as happens,
exactly,
for like 2 years and recorded like 30 albums, and it's actually worth your time, dude.
Okay, I'll check it out.
You might look into it. Yeah.
So how old were you when you got into metal, and what were the bands that got you into metal?
Oh, man, I was very young. I mean, I'm trying to think. So when I was really little, my parents were rockers, so I grew up, I was listening to like Queen and Stray Cats on my little Fisher-Price record player. But
whoa! I had a fucking Fisher-Price record player, dude.
Dude, that's it. Is there anything more metal than that? Like, if anyone out there has listened to the Ashen Horde single on one of those, you would be my hero. That's the best way to experience the Ekthros single. But what really kicked me kind of into the full-out metal realm was this is sad but true. Seeing Kiss Meets the Phantom of the Park. It was years after it was made, but my dad had recorded it. And my brother and I watched it, and everything changed that day. It was like, well, done. We want to be into the rock scene. So that kind of pushed us into like, we grew up listening to like the 80s rock bands. Hate calling them hair metal bands now, but that seems to be the term of the day. And then just kind of crept into heavier stuff as I got older.
Did you ever see the Kiss trading cards?
I did, in fact.
I used to.
I'd have some somewhere, actually.
I used to flip baseball cards as a kid. Before I got into metal, I was huge into baseball and baseball cards. And probably like late 70s, early 80s when I was very young, I would flip baseball cards. And every once in a while, I remember a card would come up and it's like Gene Simmons spitting blood. And I'm like, whoa, what the fuck is that?
What is this?
Yeah.
And so that was my introduction to Kiss.
Buke and George, you got to work with me here for a second. Trevor, I've been trying to think of who you look like since we've been talking. And you look like 6 people, dude. But
I'm ready.
You ever, Ed Burns, or Edward Norton. Edward Norton.
I have gotten that one, I think, at least once, yes.
Look at that screen, Buke. Does he not look like Edward Norton?
Yeah.
In the eyes. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I will tell you the one I get more than anything else, though, is Dave Grohl. I don't really see it as much from a distance, but like when my wife and I go shopping, especially if we're in like a ritzier part, if we're down on Melrose, I get all sorts of looks. People talk and they'll come up and like, excuse me, are you Dave Grohl? And then I have to debate, do I say yes and just sign his name or say no?
Yeah, I'm Dave. Dave. Yep.
It's me.
That's me.
So we were talking briefly before. Well, you mentioned Kiss Meets the Phantom of the Park. So I guess your Kiss obsession as a child just took off there.
Well, after such a cinematic masterpiece, how couldn't it?
Yeah, it's wonderful. I watched that shit world premiere. I watched it on TV.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I'm kind of an old guy, so. But and then so I'm assuming you had LPs. Obviously, you said you had a Fisher Price record player.
I did a lot of 7-inch singles, though I will say I was really his tapes when I started getting into that. I was buying hordes of tapes.
Remember some of the first records you ever bought yourself or tapes?
Make a metal. The first tape I ever remember buying, I think with my own money, was Destroyer, followed shortly after by the Black Crow Shaker Moneymaker. That's the first one I remember going to the store with my own money and buying.
Very respectful purchases for a young man.
Yes, indeed. Right?
Speaking of purchases, I think I just made a podcast first when you were just talking about the Fisher Price player and the 7-inch of Ekthros.
Yes.
I was like, wait, there's Ashen Horde on vinyl? I just bought it.
Oh, sweet. All right.
As we were live.
While we were live, I purchased it. First on-air purchase.
Well done, George.
Fantastic. Thank you.
And then, so what's that's a bit of your musical history, however brief, and we'll talk about it more. But when did you pick up a guitar or whatever you consider? By the way, what do you consider to be your main instrument?
Yeah, I consider guitar my main instrument. I picked it up when I first kind of dabbled in it, I think in my early teens, but had like no motivation to play. I took some lessons, learned some blues scales, and was like, this isn't what I want. I had no interest in playing blues scales. So when I got a little older, I met a guy, he was a teacher, and first thing he asked me is, what song do you want to learn? And I was like, oh, shit. So I said Love Gun. And he taught me Love Gun, just the basic chords. And it was like everything just switched after that because it gave me just enough of a push, like, oh, this actually sounds like something now. And then so I played a bit, but then what really got me to focusing was when I got into high school and met a couple other metal guys who already were playing and had a band, needed a guitar player, and was like, oh, I don't have an excuse anymore. If I want to play with these guys, I got to get up on my game. So from there, it just, went.
Well, I'd like to know what your transfer point is, too, because you don't go from Kiss to Ashen Horde. I mean, what was the extreme metal that kind of got you the extreme metal scene and or just the bands, what turned you on? What was one of the first ones? And then build a ladder if you got to.
Yeah, of course. Well, like I said, I listened to, I grew up listening to Rat and Great White and all that kind of stuff, Def Leppard. That was the stuff that really was part of my getting into the scene. But so the first kind of transfer would be Anthrax. I think it was the Got the Time video I saw somewhere, and I was like, whoa, this is different, and picked up that CD and picked up Among the Living, and that was totally beyond anything I'd ever heard. It was so fast. Caught in a Mosh was just like, what the hell? This is beyond. So that got me into that, which then led to Sepultura, Testament, that kind of stuff, and from there, Cannibal Corpse was definitely my true gateway into the darker side of metal. Via cassette, of course. A friend of mine and I were at a shop, picked up this like death metal compilation. I assume he's probably got it somewhere still, and it had Deicide and Napalm and Broken Hope and Cannibal, all these groups on there. And so from there, we'd get really into these songs, go buy those albums, and it just spiraled out of control. Before we were just completely obsessed. We would go into our local record shop in Denver and just anything that looked brutal, had a brutal cover, had the crazy logo, we were just ingesting it insanely. So we did the death metal thing for a while, and then I guess from a black metal standpoint, same kind of thing as a compilation. Compilations are awesome. It was an Osmos compilation, and it had Immortal, had a track from Enslaved Eld on there, a bunch of other stuff, and that was like, I just liked it because it added like a more melodic spin to the death metal. I like the technical side of death metal, but I like the melodies that I was always into, so it was kind of this nice hybrid. So yeah, I guess that's more or less my tale.
Did you hear that new Abath single?
No, the single, I just got a notice from Season of Mist that it has been shipped to me, so I'm very anxious. I'm waiting to listen to it on vinyl.
We got to talk about vinyl.
Vinyl.
Yeah, and in any case, it's a good song. You're going to like it. I think you liked it, didn't you, George?
Yes, I did.
Yeah. Anyway, well, shit. Let's talk about some fucking vinyl, dude. Done. So you're a collector now? I
am indeed. I have crap tons of vinyl. Unfortunately, it's not quite as displayed as well as my CDs because so it's in boxes. But yes, I have just gobs of vinyl. It's
do you have a holy grail that you're looking for that you haven't found?
Oh man, I'm sure I do. Now, see, here's a question I wasn't prepared for. Holy grail of vinyl. Shit, I've actually found several of them over the years. So we'll have to come back to it. It'll come to me.
Sure. Well, we can talk about it during vinyl purchases later on.
Do you do? Sure. Are you on Discogs by any chance?
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's all friend up on that. You can tell us after the show, because we like to keep an eye out for our friends. If we find your holy grail, we'll try to help you out, kind of deal.
Right. Yeah, I'm trying. Yeah, it's funny. The only thing that comes to mind that I've been really trying to track down lately is not vinyl, it's CD. Is the first Finster Force EP. If anyone's got that, please let me know. It's like a 3-song EP they put out independently. They're a really cool band from.
They're like German or something.
Germany. Yeah.
Those guys are cool. I don't know what they're saying, but they're awesome.
No, but their music's awesome.
I can guarantee I don't have it.
and George might, George is usually George is our warehouse.
Yeah, I don't buy.
George is Discogs.
I am Discogs.
Oh, okay. I'll tell you what I'm currently on the hunt for. Really, really need. The only gap in my Stradivarius collection, I need Dream Space on vinyl.
Wow.
On 12 inch.
I never would have expected you would have been a.
There you go.
Wow.
Buke's power metal ears just perked up.
Oh. Yeah. I'm a huge Stradivarius fan. Gamma Ray, Halloween, the whole game. But I need Dream Space. It's the only one I miss.
Why do you think? I don't know if we asked the Inferior guys this as a one-man black metal project, and we're talking to Trevor of Ashen Horde. In my experience, black metal fans are not really accepting
Of anything.
of anything. They are fucking passionate about their black metal, and nothing else can come close.
It's kind of unfortunate that people are sort of, pairing off into their own little subgenre cliques and
Because
and arguing with other metalheads over.
Because, Trevor, this came up a couple episodes ago. George actually brought it up. Here in the States, let's say you had a band and you were touring. You could never tour with Stradivarius and like Hatebreed, just to throw out another random band. But overseas in Europe, people would come out in droves for a diverse tour like that.
Absolutely. Those European festivals, I mean, the lineup is like everything I like across all the various subgenres. It's amazing.
You'll see Mayhem playing with Night Ranger.
Yeah. I mean, that's the perfect fucking lineup right there. Yeah, years ago, my brother's band, I forget which one, he was in a black metal band in Denver drumming, and they opened for Maiden at Fiddler's Green, and it just apparently could not have gone over worse. Because, Maiden fans don't give a shit about black metal. They're probably like, what the hell is this? But no, I don't know why. And, again, this is probably ruining my black metal reputation, but I've never been like that. I mean, you like what you like. Good music is good music, and and that's part of the reason back to why I think I want to integrate stuff that isn't just standard black.
Exactly.
Like, there are too many things I like, and if it works and I think it fits, I'm going to throw it in there.
George says, Trevor, you said something that I've heard previous guests mention, that black metal reputation.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's a big thing.
Yeah,
that's more important than the music.
Absolutely. When I was first getting into black metal growing up, when it's kind of the late 90s, when Emperor and Mayhem and all these guys were really at the peak of it, of course, during the Lords of Chaos years with all the murders and shit. That was kind of the thing. It's like these guys had a reputation and this very enigmatic kind of persona around them, that they were just like living in caves in Norway and sacrificing animals and whatever. And so I think that has just carried on, that's how you have to be if you're into the scene. A lot of those dudes have since changed. I mean, seen the interviews with the Bath and Izon, if that's how you say his name now, and all that. And they're relatively normal guys. They've kind of grown out of that. I think Danny Filth helped kind of push that too. But yeah, it still seems to be a thing. It's like you got to be dark and brutal and evil, and that's it.
I got to say, I'm really glad
fuck humanity, fuck everything.
Yeah, it's really probably a very good thing that I didn't come across black metal until like the mid to late 90s, when I was already in my late 20s. Right. If this had been something I came across when I was like 15, I'd be in prison. Because
whenever George does things, he goes hardcore.
I go to the hilt. And
you go all the way.
He goes all the fucking way. George is not burning down one church. George is burning down the fucking Vatican.
Yeah. So, it's probably good that I didn't fall under the spell of that dogma at that point in my life, that when I finally got into that, I was a little more mature by then.
I'm glad to know that you aren't just known as the guy that tried to assassinate the Pope for metal.
No. Mm-hmm. Trevor, I like what you're doing. I can't appreciate it as much as George or Jay, because it's known here on the pod. I'm not the black metal guy,
but he does like some progressive stuff.
But some of the progressive stuff, I stayed silent earlier when you mentioned Winterfell. You didn't like them. You found them boring. That's the kind of.
Well, I know I do like them. I find them to be a little more. I don't know what they're straightforward.
Okay,
but no, I absolutely do like them.
Most black metal to me, your classic bands, and George is always there to remind me that no, Buke, that's old black metal. Black metal's at a different place now.
You like Immortal.
I do. But
You like Satyricon. You like a lot of black metal.
But when I think black metal, and again, George always reminds me, that's the old simple blast beats.
He's thinking Dark Throne is what he's thinking.
Right.
And I love Dark Throne.
Great stuff like that. I mean, Chulas and Cold, I don't know if you check those bands out there. Sarke.
I saw that on
kind of old school black and roll, and it's awesome.
Cold is going to be at Death Fest this year.
Yep.
Oh, man, really?
Yeah, we're all going. Yeah.
Damn, now I need to go.
Yeah, come on out. We'll hook up.
Sweet.
I just got a text message. Our boys from Infera may come out now because Mayhem's playing.
Nice.
Really, dude?
See,
Wow,
you
this is gonna
pooed
be
it, and it could get some more people out here to
I haven't
party
seen
with
Mayhem
us.
in years.
You know, I always forget. I always forget to ask this question, Trevor, and I really would like to know, like, what are you kind of obsessed with right now? I mean, other bands. Who do you like? What are you listening to? And it could even just be the record you're listening to right now, the couple of records. But I'm very curious to know.
Yeah, I was going to say we're getting ready next week to do our year-end episode with our top lists. So, what are some of the things that you're liking this year?
Okay, so let's see. I can say without any question, my number one album of the year is a band called Baby Chaos. They're from Glasgow. Had a couple albums in the late 90s. Disappeared for about 20 years. Got a new album out. It's called Skulls, Show Me the Glory. And it is my favorite album the whole year. It's kind of a mix of, I mean, it's got some metal. It's not straight up metal. It's definitely got a lot more melody in there. It's like, I don't even know how to describe it. It's fucking amazing. The first song on there, You Can't Shut Us Up, is my anthem of the year. It's amazing.
Say the name of the band again, please.
Baby Chaos.
Baby Chaos, okay.
Can be looking that up.
They're a Scottish band. They're awesome. I don't know if you guys are into bands like the Wild Hearts and Three Colors Red and some of that British stuff from the 90s and aughts. They same kind of thing, a little heavier though.
Well, we like to be educated, you know. That's cool. That's all. We do like a wide variety of music, so you're not going to throw us off with too much. But what else? What else do you listen to?
All right. Well, let's see. A recent black metal discovery. I don't know how I missed him for all these years. Is Karash Angren, who I think are just fucking fantastic.
Trevor, can you join the podcast more often? Because normally, whenever guests or Jay and I mention a band, George is like, "Oh yeah, Swedish guys," or "Oh yeah, that one album." Or George is sitting here last time, like whenever a dog hears a high pitched sound, your head goes at the 45, like. That is George. Every time you're mentioning these bands now.
Yeah, you're throwing me. I'm like, I haven't heard of that one. I got to write that down.
Damn, Karash Angren are great. They do black metal. It's real, like symphonic, very technical black metal. And all the songs, they tell these big, like horror stories.
He's pronouncing it different than I've ever heard it said.
Yeah, is that like Carachh?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, I do know those
we
guys.
know those guys, but he's probably saying it right.
Well, I've never tried to say it before. Is the thing. I've never heard it out loud.
All these guys,
yeah,
right?
we have. Yeah, we've never heard it out loud.
Yeah,
like isn't their album cover like a hand or something, like two hands?
Yeah, the new one has like the hands. This is no fairy tale. Yeah,
see, we know it.
See, we're not all posers.
So it's just in the pronunciation.
George's faith in the world is suddenly restored. Look how much better a mood he's in. He's like, "Oof, God!"
It's like the first time I heard Metalheads.
I got it.
Those guys, right?
Did even all right.
Well played, George, or Monotony Fields.
Metalheads.
George, Buke, go ahead.
Stuff. Yeah, go, please.
No.
Other stuff I've been into. I think we were going to talk about vinyl purchases, but I was looking at some of that sitting around me here. I've been really into Varg, another German band.
Yeah.
They're pretty cool.
Actually, we know somebody who's friends with them.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, the guys from Yesterday Saints. Know them. So
yeah, I've really been digging their stuff. It's a little bit. I love all the pagan folk metal stuff, but there's this little on the heavier side of it. It doesn't get quite as swing your beer and sing about that kind of thing. So
I like that thing too, though. I like the swing your beer songs. But
and,
you've got Corpaclani and stuff like that for that.
Well, I love Corpaclani. Saw them with Insephirum a little while back. It was great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, dude. Well. Also, we will actually. I should save this a little bit, but Trollfest was on that fucking bill too, and
they were. I missed them. I got there after their set, but that record, the one I have, the Bumblebee, whatever it's called,
Bumblebee Boston.
Yeah, it's a great record.
It is fucking so good. I love those guys. Yeah, that was a good show too, by the way.
Yeah, that was a killer show. And I don't know. I mean, my reputation's already been destroyed in the black metal world. So lately, I've been really into all these Rock Candy remasters. This label from England, if you're down with Rock Candy, they've been putting out all these 80s records, fully remastered, sometimes with bonus tracks and stuff, and they sound awesome. So been listening to like Dokken and old White Lion records. They had some Armored Saint ones that are sweet. So
nice.
Yeah.
Cool. Right on, dude.
So
very cool.
You release your music through Bandcamp. How do you like Bandcamp?
I like it because it's an easy way to get it out there. It lets you track who's listening to it, where they're coming from. I mean, they take obviously some money off the top, but at least the money goes directly to me, most of it. Not that I'm in this for the money, clearly I'm in the wrong style, but things with iTunes and stuff, it's so little. In Spotify, you get your like 0.001 cents. So with Bandcamp, it's just a little more gratifying.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of Bandcamp, as anybody listening here probably knows. I love that, it gives most of the control back to the band, and that you can get just, stuff from all around the world that you're not going to hear anywhere else. And you can get high quality files without having to pay more.
Huge part of it, FLAC or WAV files. Yeah.
Yeah. So I love that. It's good. I ask because I'd hate to find out that, bands are like, they kind of dick us around or stuff like that.
I've had no problems with them whatsoever. It's my favorite. I mean, honestly, if I could do away with my Reverb Nation, some of those other accounts, I would. But it's at this point, it's like any promotion is good, so I just put it out everywhere.
And some people know you're there already. We have I'm in a band, and we have a Reverb Nation page, and it is just so it's kind of like MySpace at this point.
I was just going to say it's like MySpace.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you got a couple of nice looking headstocks anyway back there. You got a couple BC Riches.
Yeah, they're all, BC Rich Mockingbird a couple years back became kind of my guitar of choice. So I picked up several, got a bass. I even got an acoustic, which is kind of a rarity, Mockingbird acoustic. So I've just been sticking with BC Rich, yeah.
I've got an old Warlock around here somewhere.
I do too. That was actually my
Warlock.
first true. I take it back. I had a Jackson Kelly first, but I got a handmade Warlock years ago that needs to be repaired desperately. But yeah, so that was kind of it. After that, I just stuck with BC Rich.
A Mockingbird acoustic. That's crazy. I'm gonna look that shit up.
Yeah. They're real thin bodied too, which I like. I don't like the fat bodied acoustic. So
and it's got the shape. It's shaped like a Mockingbird.
Shaped like a Mockingbird. The body's a little bit bigger actually, but yeah, it looks just like a Mockingbird. Sunburst. It's cool.
Jeez, that's crazy, dude. Cool. All right, George.
All right. Well, does anybody else have any more questions before we get into a song?
No, let's do a song off this bad boy. Well, let's first off, and I'm sure you're going to talk about it. This was literally just released.
Not even. It's out on the 15th, so we're almost there.
Okay.
In fact, when this podcast should be posting the same day on the 15th. So if you're listening to this now, hey, when you're done here, go to Bandcamp and pick it up. 9 Plagues.
What's the first song we're going to listen to here?
It is called Desecration of the Sanctuary. You want to talk about this one a little bit?
Yeah, so this is just kind of the big epic that kicks off the whole album and eases in. I think you can definitely hear my like Moon Sorrow influence at times and a bit of my prog too. It just kind of kicks off the whole album's a big story, and this just talks about these poor people who are about to be just raided by angry barbarians from a nearby village. So
perfect.
Can't go wrong there. All right, here it is. Desecration of the Sanctuary. All right, that was Ashen Horde and the song Desecration of the Sanctuary from the just-released today album, 9 Plagues. Go pick it up on Bandcamp. Normally, this is where we would get into the rest of the podcast by ourselves, but we couldn't get Trevor to go away, so he's still here with us.
Right, man. I'll stick to you like a plague, one of the 9.
Oh, right. Well done, sir.
Indeed.
Yeah.
So,
by the way, thanks for sharing what I would call a world premiere with us today.
Yeah, no, happy to do it.
Yeah,
very
so
cool.
He's going to be sticking around with us through the rest of the episode, so we are excited.
As you should be.
Speaking of, let's do it.
All right. So the big news that has been just all over the news the last couple of days is the fact that Stone Temple Pilots singer Scott Weiland was found dead on...
What?
I guess on his tour bus or something like that.
What?
Yeah, who would have thought?
Wait, he was sick?
Yeah. Not to make too much light of it, but I don't think anybody anywhere is probably surprised by this news.
Nope, that's the saddest part. My wife, she rolled up and pulled up on Facebook and saw it and told me, and I was just like, yep, that's too bad.
Yeah.
Not even remotely surprised.
Not at all.
No.
He was a great singer.
Why did he make it this far,
Honestly, yes.
I didn't like a lot of what he did. I liked the second and third Stone Temple Pilot albums.
I don't want to spit on the man's grave, but I liked none of what he did. God, I remember when that first record came out, I was so annoyed with that fucking single. It was
really derivative.
To me, it sounded like a weird Pearl Jam ripoff at the time. I remember thinking,
absolutely.
But by the second and third album, they kind of found their identity, and I dug it. I mean, it was what it was in the mid '90s or whatever. And
at the time, I fucking hated it because it was too trendy. And looking back, I've actually found more of an appreciation for what they did.
Yeah, that's the way I felt about the entirety of the '80s. In the '80s, I hated everything that came out in the '80s that wasn't metal. Now I'm like, I like Duran Duran kind of. So,
Dude,
right.
I was just going to say that, George, when you were saying 80. That, you know what? They got some good songs, dude. Duran
Duran. And, they put out a new album that I had got it for my wife. And it's actually pretty damn good for, as long as they've been around.
Why am I on a podcast with you guys?
Well, it's probably a good time to announce that at the beginning of the year, this is changing over to the Duran Duran podcast. So
I was on with Buke and we game on Xbox together, and he was going through the Boys to Men playlist. So you shut your fucking pie hole over there, buddy.
Don't
tell me it was for your wife.
No, Mel and Steph were over there. I said my first slow dance and my first kiss with the Boys to Men. Those guys were impressive. If you were a prepubescent boy at your first dance.
Hey, stop playing footsies with me when you say that.
So, Scott Weiland, sorry and by the way, I didn't not to crap on the guy's musical legacy, but because I personally just wasn't a fan, but very sad. And he's a classic example of somebody who kind of, there's just a lot of free drugs and stuff around when you're at that level. And likewise, drugs you buy, you know what I mean? And his lifestyle was totally enabled.
I wondered about that. If going on tour is really the best thing for some of these guys, you get away from your family and stuff, and suddenly you're right back in it. Probably not the best idea.
Yeah, because people really are when they meet those guys. They're like, hey man, that's especially if they don't personally maybe have the same level of problem. It's sad. It's sad. And what are you gonna do? I mean, they did say, by the way, now that there was cocaine on the bus, and right. So there was some variety of heart attack meets cocaine on the bus. So we'll see as it plays out. But too bad.
Indeed.
We've been doing a lot of death lately, by the way. Jesus.
Yeah. The last episode was just full of it.
Because Phil Taylor died recently.
Right. Yep.
And who were some of the other ones that have gone? I can't remember.
Randy Rhodes' mom.
One of the guys from Bolt Thrower a couple months back.
Yeah,
that's right.
September.
That's right.
The guy from Obituary.
Yep, Frank.
Oh, yeah, right. Yep.
Ironic obituary. Okay.
He spent his life writing his own obituary. Sorry.
So something that Jay said in the last episode, and I can't remember what it was now, made me think, got me to remembering metal in the pre-internet age. Kids today, they have it easy with the internet. Anything that they want to find, they can look it up, and it's at their fingertips 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. But, growing up in the 80s, when you wanted to find something, it occurred to me earlier today, even mail order in the 80s was so much different. And before Amazon came up with Prime and 2-day shipping and stuff like that, it was really hard to find albums. If you went into the record store, and granted, I was in Michigan, maybe in New York, California, things like that. Maybe there was more stuff in the store. But where I came from, the record store, the metal selection was a very 2 foot by 2 foot section of the store, and they'd only have one copy of anything. And so if you bought the new Metallica, you had to tape it for everybody else because nobody else could get it then because there was only one copy. And so it made it really hard to find anything. And you go, well, what about mail order? And I did do a little bit of mail order, but I kind of like instant gratification. And back in the 80s, there was no 2-day shipping. If you ordered something from a magazine, first of all, you had to print out the form, fill it in by hand, mail it, which would probably take a week to get there.
With a money order.
And then it's 6 to 8 weeks for delivery.
With a money order. That's right.
I remember going to the post office like once a week to buy money orders.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
And so you're looking at like a 2-month investment of time or more to mail order something.
By the way, what was that? What made everything take 3 to 6 weeks back pre-internet? You know what I mean?
Right?
Dude? Like
everything.
I used to order Slayer t-shirts and shit. And I'd be like, and I mean, and you know, and just like you guys, I would be checking the mailbox excitedly every day, like, and exactly at the minimum time that they told me it would take.
It's the same place where they get those Mutoid Man vinyls from.
Oh, ouch!
Yeah.
I bought a Buke record, and he waited about 6 months for it. Yeah, well, you know, George, I was thinking about this too the other day, oddly, because also there was a time when, and I'm trying to think of a band, but let's just say somebody huge like Guns N' Roses, where even when they were out and even when they were on a major label at the very beginning, it really moved by like, you know, segments of the country. You know, it could very well be that nobody on the East Coast heard of them for a while. You had to run into somebody who ran into somebody, and once it started to dominate MTV and the radio, that of course it was everywhere. But there was a time when bands were truly local and regional too. You know, and I think that's why local bands have such a hard time these days, because people have access to every band all over the world. They don't give a shit anymore.
Yeah,
about local bands. Anyway, just my 2 cents.
Yeah, and sort of tied into this. I was in the car earlier today, and I had Liquid Metal on, and this song started playing, and it was Damage Incorporated by Metallica. And first of all, I was like, whoa, that's a radio edit, because they like cut out that whole like 3 hours introduction of, you know, the fading in. It just like kicked right in. So I was like, whoa. So I didn't like recognize it at first. But then I got to the line of the song where they say, following our instinct, not a trend, go against the grain until the end. And that really struck a chord with me because, I mean, partly because I've liked that song for almost 30 years. But, you know, that really should be like carved on the walls of metal. Following our instinct, not a trend. That should be like the metal credo.
But I also
ironic coming from Metallica, though.
I was gonna say, dude, that lyric needs to be updated. Follow it, never stop until the end of this record would be
exactly.
Metallica may have gone commercial, but they didn't. They were setting trends, not following them. Except for the haircuts.
It's fine with me that they did this, but sure you guys remember. You must remember, and it sounds like you were kind of there real time, Trevor. That there was a time when Metallica was just adamant that they were never going to make a video, that they were never going to do that. They didn't give a shit about radio and stuff like that. And I mean, that goes all the way up through Master of Puppets, where they were like, no, we'll never fucking do that shit. Fuck that stuff, you know?
Yeah.
And you know what?
It's funny because I never got into Metallica so I was a little young then during the earlier days. When I got into them was like right around Black Album. And as far as I knew, it was Enter Sandman and they're going to play it at fucking prom. And so I wanted nothing to do with it at all.
Yeah. It was actually even harder for me and George, though, because, and I hear you, because we did live through the other stuff, and then suddenly they started playing it at prom. And it was like, what the fuck? Yeah. This was my thing, man. Like, this was the thing I drove around and listened to in my car and cried about, I wasn't cool enough to have a girlfriend, man. You fucking, you know.
You loser.
Yeah, I like how you jump on that right away, douchebag. Anyway. But you know, do you were into metal, Trevor, before, you know, the internet, obviously.
Oh yeah.
You know what are some of your memories? And I like the waiting for 3 to 6 weeks thing. You know, it sounds like you experienced that.
Oh my, totally. Yeah. You know, it's funny because we didn't have MTV either, so even that kind of metal, the rare occasion I would be at a friend's house and get to see Headbangers Ball was usually kind of a great way to discover new bands. But yeah, no. Luckily, I will say the Denver scene for metal was awesome at the time. Most of the great shops I would go to, Recycle Records, Wax Tracks, I think is still there and stuff. We would just make weekend pilgrimages, hit like 6 or 7 shops and just buy up everything. So in that regard, growing up where I did, there was a lot out there. And there was actually a really healthy Denver metal scene too. So, but yeah, I remember ordering stuff and, you get those ads in all the magazines, Metal Maniacs and stuff. And sometimes it was just picking the band too, based on like the name.
Yeah.
It's like, well, that sounds fucking crazy, and order it. And then yes, 8 weeks later, when you've forgotten you ordered it, it comes and you're like either super excited or super disappointed at the garbage you wasted. But yeah, I know it was a different world.
Yeah, I bought many an album based on just the cover or the title or whatever, you know. And also, by the way, I really relate to the way I would have looked at it was only my rich friends. One of my rich friends had MTV. You know what I mean? Like I didn't have MTV in my house. That was like not a thing that was going to happen in my house.
Nope.
Did you? You're a vinyl collector too, which we talked about very briefly. But I have a couple of, and I'm wondering if you guys do too. I know you must, George. I got a couple like my Judas Priest "Screaming for Vengeance," which I bought used not long ago, has the old order form in it. You know, I've got a few things like that.
Yeah, and it's like, send it in and see what happens.
I would like to. It's funny you mention that because they're all like in no place, Vermont or something like that, and I would love to just send them send a check.
Right, and the prices are probably great at this point.
Oh, they're amazing. $12 for like a tour shirt, you know.
Yeah, sometimes like on Discogs, you'll be looking at a vinyl and it'll say like includes order form or, stuff like that. There's, the original inner packaging and stuff.
I actually just bought a copy of Love Gun at a record store down in Monterey. No, it did not have the gun, sadly, but had everything else, including the order form and some other stuff. I can't remember, but I'll have to look at it because I was a Kiss fanatic as a kid. So to see like the original packaging is always a real treat to me.
Right. Yeah, something I really miss about the 80s, 90s metal shopping experience that you don't get anymore is, as a big collector as I am, and it sounds like you guys probably are too, I wanted to have everything, every band to put out, all that stuff. And the coolest thing was walking into a record shop, flipping through and finding something you never knew existed. Yep. Single, whatever. And it's awesome now because with Discogs, you can see everything that ever came out and I can find all these things that I don't have and like, oh, I need that. But I really miss the thrill of walking in and be like, holy shit, when did this come out?
That's what drives me to do everything we're doing right now. Ever since, that high of going in, finding something that you didn't know about and just being excited by that's driven my obsession for collecting music and my obsession for writing reviews and doing the podcast and all of that.
I remember I had that happened to me a lot. And for me it was usually like if it was on Megaforce or Combat or whatever, I'd buy it, or if the cover was cool. But I lived in a small town and I remember I had Number of the Beast, and then I went into like Walmart one day and they had a copy of Killers and I had no idea what that was. I was like, fucking, what the fuck is this? Because I didn't know. There was no place to go look up Iron Maiden's discography. And then when I got it home and I was like, who's this other guy singing on this,
Mm-hmm.
There was always a discovery or even just new releases. I remember when Peace of Mind came out, it was the same way. I was like, this is out. What the fuck is this?
Yeah.
Right.
So, I got a little more savvy as time went on, but still it was hard,
Yeah, you can't just go online and look and see what's there. You had to actually physically go into the store and look around. And I was in a small town in Michigan, and so we'd have to go to Ann Arbor to go to any of the record stores, and that was like half hour or more drive, and so it was like an ordeal and an experience every time you did it. And I remember one time the pharmacy in my small town started selling cassettes. They had like a small rack with cassettes. Most of it was garbage, but I remember buying a couple things there. I got Alice Cooper's Constrictor.
Nice.
Yngwie Malmsteen's Trilogy, and Stryper to Hell with the Devil.
Sweet.
Yeah.
And that was the last time I ever went in there.
Records, though, honestly, man.
At a pharmacy, no less.
At a pharmacy.
And it was just like a CVS kind of thing, but it was like a small town, mom and pop kind of pharmacy.
I used to go to, and I mentioned this on the show before, but I used to go to this video rental store in my town. It was just a little hole in the wall place. But this guy, because of the way his distribution worked or something, could order me records. Like that's why I got Hell Awaits and Haunting the Chapel and Destruction's first record. Like, and those what I would read about him in magazines, and he would order them for me, and then he'd call me. He'd be like, "Your record's in, dude."
I'm pretty sure I got Rain and Blood there too, which was just like mind blowing because
that would have been shocking for most pharmacy goers.
Yeah, it was weird. You paid a bit of a premium. It was usually a couple dollars more, but it was infinitely easier to get mom and dad to drive into town because they needed groceries anyway than to get them to drive all the way to Ann Arbor. And so, I'd pay
I remember
more.
getting cassettes at Target. That was a big one.
Yeah.
Sure.
That's where I actually got Destroyer.
I bought, there was a place called Treasure Island in Wisconsin. That's like a Target, you know.
I think I got my Power Slave at Kmart.
I bought most of my Kiss records came from big box stores like that back in the 70s. And all my solo Kiss records had the cutout. There was this thing where when they, you know what I'm talking about? Yep. Do you know what cutout is, George?
Oh, I do. I've got some.
Yeah.
It's really unfortunate when you order that and don't know that's what you're getting. I get really
that is bullshit.
Especially now, yeah, bullshit.
Especially if it's something you paid like $30, $40 for.
Exactly. Fucking seller doesn't know the difference. Yeah, that's obnoxious.
Oh man, I've had some Discog guys fucking piss me off before. We could do Discog stories for sure.
Discog horror stories, yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, I mean, I've had some great experiences too, but I've had a few guys that was just like, dude, did you even fucking look at this? You know?
And some of the grading decisions they make. This is not near mint, motherfucker.
Not even like remote. It's never even like a little off either. It's like they fucking ran it over and then mailed it to you and like, no, that's near mint.
I got this one. It was a Rhapsody, one of the early Rhapsody albums, and some guy actually contacted me on Discogs. He's like, "Hey, I saw this is in your wish list. I've got it. You want it?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." It was like $30 or something, and I ordered it. And I didn't really look too much into it. And it was coming from South America, and he literally, it was a picture disc, and it was literally like duct taped. Like around it. That was like the packing. And I got it and I was like, okay, throwing away everything but the vinyl because it's just duct taped to shit. I was like, yeah, this is not like VG Plus, motherfucker.
Right.
I ordered a Don't Break the Oath one time because I wanted the Metal Blade re-release with the clear yellow vinyl, and it was like, and that's what they had it listed as, but it was like this puke wax vinyl and like a cereal box cardboard cover. You know, it's like so clearly it's the shittiest bootleg ever. To be fair, they were very nice people and they gladly took it back. But
that's good.
So this morning, tickets went on sale for days 1 and 2 of the Prog Power in Atlanta next September. I was talking to John, our friend John, this morning, and I picked up my tickets. So hopefully I'll be going to all 4 days of Prog Power in September.
Hey,
if you're going, let me know, and maybe we can hook up.
Who's headlining?
Let's see. Day 1 is Dragon Force. I'm not as stoked about day 1. Day 2 is Blind Guardian headlining. Day 3 is the whole reason I'm going, which is Fate's Warning with John Arch singing, doing all of Awaken the Guardian.
Sweet. Wow.
And then day 4 is Devin Townsend headlining.
Awesome.
oh, well, that'd be fucking killer too.
That'd be
Did
amazing.
you guys see this? Did you guys watch any of that Ziltoid live in London thing?
No.
I haven't
Fucking
checked it out
great.
yet. Is it?
It's great. You know, I kind of just look at him every once in a while because he does so much.
Mm-hmm.
But I watched some of it. I didn't watch all of it, but it's fucking great. He's so talented, dude.
He's
Devin Townsend.
absolutely amazing. I saw Strapping when they opened for Testament. That was the first time I'd really been experienced it. It was just fucking mind blowing. That would have been in like 97, 98 maybe. With and it was, so he must have been touring City, and I just picked up Heavy Is a Really Heavy Thing, and he drew a little picture of himself on there when I had, because of course no one knew who he was at the point. They didn't care, and he got it signed, and he wrote, thanks for providing me with food money, Devin.
Aren't you the guy
My
that
favorite
sang for Steve
autographs I've
Vai?
ever gotten. What's that?
Aren't you the guy that sang for Steve Vai?
Yeah, exactly. You know,
With the funny
actually, how
hair?
I knew him, I was really big into the Wild Hearts, and still am. Who, if you guys are even familiar, a British band, and he did a brief stint with the Wild Hearts, so that's how I knew who he was, and I'd gotten into him from them. And so when I mentioned that to him too, he was all excited because apparently not many people knew about that.
Right.
At the time.
Was Gene Hoglan in Testament for a while?
He was.
Yeah.
Yes, I
did he
made
play-
George. George is like, yes.
No, wait, you're right. Yeah, that was the thing.
Yes.
That was where you schooled me.
Yes.
But
That's because it was on the Gathering album.
Was he playing in both bands on that tour? By any
I'm
chance?
just thinking that because that was the Demonic tour, and I don't remember. I'm pretty sure Gene was playing with Testament. I don't remember who played with Devin.
Interesting. Maybe that's where he met him.
Yeah, very well. No, well, yeah, that very well could have been. Or wait, Gene played on City, right? Anyone
I don't
remember?
know.
I think
Do you-
so.
Can you,
Or is
you
it
call
programmed?
So I was talking to John about this, and I was talking about some of the bands that I didn't really care about in Prog Power because I'm not a huge prog fan. And he told me that they just announced that there's a band on the second day, the Thursday show. One of the openers is a band called Pyramaze.
I know them. And you know who used to sing for them?
Yes, and you know who's going to be there singing with them is Matt Barlow.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, both the original singer Lance King, who is an incredible guy in his own right, both Lance and Matt are going to be there singing at Prog Power.
That's cool, dude. I think Matt's only on one record. I'm pretty sure.
Yes,
and
he
it's it's not an amazing record. It's not. I mean, it's not bad. It was his first post Iced Earth thing, and actually he did it before he came back and did the other Iced Earth
Yeah, Lance is on the first 2 albums, Matt's on the third one, and then there's a new guy that's on the latest album. So.
Okay, all right on.
So
I'm glad to hear he's going to be there. You can say hi and have a beer with him, bro.
I was hoping so, yeah. I'd be like, hey, man, let's hook up again.
You'd probably be down for it.
Let's get into some news.
News. First of all, can we agree on the pronunciation of Abath? What is it?
I call it Abath.
I've always said Abath.
Like Sabbath
right.
without an S.
That's what I need. Okay, I needed something to remember because even when people tell me, but I like the Sabbath without an S. So, and I'm totally psyched about this. Abath, High on Fire, Skeleton Witch, and Tribulation are going to tour the States in March. God damn, that's a fucking killer lineup.
That is a fucking lineup.
Sweet.
I got my ticket already.
It's pretty killer.
Yeah, I'm hoping I'm going to be around for that. It's going to be kind of a last minute thing before I can decide whether I can go to that.
Well, I'm excited about his record, first off, and there's nobody else on that bill I don't want to see. I've seen High on Fire a million times. For whatever reason, I've never seen Skeleton Witch, so that'll be cool. And Tribulation, that record was really great this year, so that's a fucking killer. I think that's going to be one of the tours of the year for kind of underground metal, you know?
It's looking that way.
And I think they're playing right in Baltimore, aren't they?
They are. They're playing at Soundstage. So if I can get there.
You into that sound like something you're going to take part in, Trevor?
Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely. I saw Immortal a few years back in Brooklyn when I was living there and been aching to see them again. So I'm very keen on this.
Right on.
There was some talk recently, too, and I don't think it's one of our news stories, but the other guys at Immortal were basically saying that Abath was kicked out because he wasn't showing up to practices, and they really alluded towards him having pretty severe substance abuse issues.
Yeah, they kept talking about sending him to rehab, right?
Yeah.
He was the one saying that they never, that they had, families and they didn't ever want to do anything.
That's what he said.
And so he moved on. Yeah, I guess it's he said, she said, but...
Well, I can't weigh in on it, but...
Fuck him, he's the one putting out music.
There you go.
Right. It's got to be a bizarre break, though. If you read those old Abbott and Demonaz interviews, they talk like they are soulmates. It's pretty bizarre.
Right. They do, dude. You're right.
Yeah.
And there is a new Immortal title in the works, believe it or not, George.
No.
And is Demonaz going to be playing guitar again?
I don't know. It was only mentioned in the article about his supposed substance abuse issues, and all they said was they were putting it together for release next year. So I don't think they're any more specific than that.
Guess Abath lost that lawsuit.
Right.
Well,
I'll say get 2 records.
There you go.
Be Abath's Immortal.
Yeah.
Tired of that shit.
Or what's that other band? Or it could be Immortal BC or Immortal by Fire. What's that one?
Rhapsody of Fire.
Rhapsody of Fire, yeah. Immortal of Fire.
Yeah. Immortal AD.
Yeah.
So I don't think it was that long ago, actually, that we were wondering what the fuck is up with Matt Heafy and this supposed black metal project that he was going to do with Isan. And Matt was in the news again recently, and he mentioned the project. He was talking to somebody, one of the Metal Injection or something. And he was all like, yeah, man, it's going to be great and blah, blah, blah. But still have no idea when this is going to come out. So maybe in another couple years, we'll hear something more.
It'll come out with the John 5 David Lee Roth record.
Yeah.
Double issue release.
I'm really curious what that's going to sound like, given how shitty the Trivium's been sounding lately.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. Oh, God. Well, but he's not alone.
I like Matt, so I'm hoping that maybe there will be some shred of redemption in this album, but not if he never releases it.
For a guy who wears a lot of black metal stuff all the time, the music that he plays in Trivium, you wouldn't think that he's a black metal fan.
It's like Lady Gaga wearing an Iron Maiden shirt or something.
Which is an actual... Isn't she like an Anthrax fan too and everything? I mean, she really does wear an Iron Maiden shirt, I think, or something. Yeah.
So apparently Phil Anselmo is not slowing down. He's got another band. So this time it's a death metal band called Metatron Naganga. This comes on the heels of his last band that he announced.
Another death metal band
called Scour, which we haven't heard that yet either. So he's just going to keep racking up bands, and
And he says this is like immolation. I'm sorry.
Immolation. Didn't you take that when you got diarrhea?
Phil Anselmo has so many bands that he is basically a genre now. There's like a Phil Anselmo section at record stores.
Yeah.
If there were still record stores. I mean, the guy literally starts a new band every month,
Mm-hmm. Are any of them actually worth listening to? I have to say, I haven't listened to any of his other shit. I just don't even know.
I've heard one of them that's good. It's called Pantera.
Right, exactly.
But I mean, Down, obviously, right?
And Down, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, well, they're the big ones. But then he has all that's all the others.
Buke would know more than us.
Seems like every day he launches something new.
Buke, you're a big Phil fan. I mean, how many of them are you
was
into?
my top, but he tried to do his own solo stuff, Phil Anselmo on the Illegals. Horrible.
Yeah, that sucked.
Horrible. So I'm a Phil fan.
We'll
Did
see.
I ever tell you, George, the importance of Phil as the front man?
Yes, I think you did.
Sorry.
We were at Guarbecue this summer, and Buke managed to get himself. We had an interview with one of the guys from Guar, and he managed to insinuate himself into the building where all the rock stars were hanging out, and their green room essentially. And he was like hitting their keg. It's like he went in fine, and like half an hour later, he comes out completely shit faced, talking about how he was talking football with Phil Anselmo.
Well, he's definitely my second favorite singer for Pantera. So. Don't tell him I said that.
All right. So the new Witchcraft album's coming out, I think, next month.
Yep.
And they've released a song from that called The Outcast. The album's going to be called Nucleus. And has anybody else listened to this song?
No. How was it?
I actually kind of like it. I mean, I know Jay is more of a fan of the older material. I like pretty much everything Witchcraft has done. I'm behind it. And, they're not exactly metal. I don't know if they ever really were particularly metal.
No, they were maybe, and I don't like this term that much, but they were maybe kind of a slightly stonerish, doomish, slightly,
I like their first album.
Yeah, me too. And Firewood's
but they're
good
more
too,
of a
as
hard
that
rock
first
thing
one.
now. But what I really like about the band is the dude's voice. Dude's got a great voice. It's very distinctive. Yep. And I liked the new song. So
it's distinctive in the way that Vlad or whatever his name is from Matthias Blad or whatever his name is. It's that kind of mid-rangey thing. Never really gets
like
really
Broadway
crazy.
style. I think that guy's amazing. I think Falconer's awesome, but yeah, I can't picture that with stoner metal.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, all I mean to say, it's a little looser than that, but he kind of sticks around in that kind of like baritone, not baritone range, but like a tenor range. No, not tenor. What's the middle one? Anyway, it's
Alto?
like maybe baritone. Yeah.
Schmalto?
But but he's cool. He's cool. He's a good singer. We'll see, dude. So you liked it, George? I'll go listen to it. I just haven't.
Yeah, I dug it. I'll definitely be picking this up. I also listened to the second Megadeth single from the forthcoming album. This one is called "The Threat Is Real," and
this is on vinyl. I saw.
Yes, that was like a record store day release.
Oh, really? Oh, shit! I missed that.
And and we talked about the first song, "Fatal Illusion," I think it was called. And wasn't really a fan, but what I did was I listened to the new song, "The Threat Is Real," and I kind of dug it. Much like the first song, I think the chorus is just a complete falls flat on its face, because it's just like, "The threat is real."
Yeah.
And then, okay, well, thanks. But the production's really good. I mean, the production's always good. But there was a bit of fire, a little bit of passion in there, and that's probably the Adler and what's the other guy's name? Pokemon?
Kiko and Loria.
that guy. Yeah, it's probably coming from that direction, less so than from like Dave and Dave. But I was like, if I listened to this a few times, I'd probably get it stuck in my head. It'd probably be kind of cool. And so I went back and listened to the first song again, and I was less critical of it than I was last time. Doesn't mean I'm going to like the album, but it does give me a little bit of hope.
It's funny, my favorite part about Fatal Illusion was the fact that it came out on CD single in Japan. No one puts out CD singles. That was awesome. I was very disappointed listening to it, but being able to actually buy that really just did it for me.
Good for you, dude. That's
Right.
a nice. I'm not excited about the record basically at all anymore. I mean, I just because they're just on such a downward trend, I
couldn't even get through Super Collider.
No.
I don't think I finished it.
No, me either.
Well,
Me either. And go ahead, George.
The really bad Megadeth albums come across as very flat and uninspired. It sounds like they're phoning it in and going through the motions. And I'm not getting that from these songs. It doesn't mean they're good songs, but it does mean that at least,
They're at least trying again.
Yeah, it sounds like they've got something to say. Whether they can do it well remains to be seen.
My problem with Megadeth recently, and it's not Dave's playing. That's never in question, or the band's playing. It's just the songwriting has just been terrible recently. Lyric-wise and stuff.
I want to hear the lyrics, because I'm probably like, oh, I can't listen to this. Dave's
it's gonna be
super, right-wing ranting. I'm like, maybe not. But
I mean, it depends, George, though, because you don't get any more super right-wing ranty than United Abominations, and that was their last, I thought, really quite good
I thought
record.
that was a great album.
Actually a great record.
Yes.
Yeah. But and it's like I have to say that's like one of those albums of whose sins you forgive, because I'm not really interested in what Dave believes, very much. He's kind of a conspiracy theorist, right-wing nut job. But that record's fucking great,
Yeah.
And I think it's been a pretty steady decline since that that release. And that one, I think that had the fire you're talking about. And I think it was because it was like, we're back, you know what I mean? And he was back. He was excited to be back. He made a good record. Oh, no, there was one before that too, wasn't there?
Hold on.
System has failed.
System has failed.
System has failed was before. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. But in any case, you know, so I you know what? I'm not going to run out and buy this. I'm not going to do that. I'll sample it, and if there's enough sampling there that I like, I have no need to just add it to my collection just to have it.
Yeah. Well, if there's one thing I learned this year from the Iron Maiden album was I'm not going to judge the album by one song.
Yeah.
I gotta hear all of this in context of the album. If he does something really amazing with the rest of the album, it could bring these songs up further. So. We'll see.
We'll see.
Did you hear the little snippet from Candlemass in the studio? They're getting ready to release a new EP soon because they said they weren't going to record anymore, and they just there wasn't any vocals or anything. They just were in the studio and like they did like a little YouTube video of stuff playing through the speakers, and it was cool. It was heavy. Yeah,
it was Candlemass.
Yeah,
I'm not deeply interested in this one. I'll check it out. The new guy does sound like Robert Lowe. That's really, they kind of went for more of a Robert Lowe replacement than they did a Messiah replacement. So, you know, and they're making good records. I mean, now they are. And so, I'll try it out. But I only heard a bit of it, George, too. Well, that's all they played was a little bit of it.
Yeah.
I was glad you put it on the script because I didn't even know it was out there until you did. Are you a Candlemass fan, Trevor?
Not really. I mean, I remember the first I ever heard of Candlemass was the video for Mirror Mirror. And when Messiah Markland starts singing and he looks like a big chubby monk, I was like, what the hell is this?
Yeah.
And so
you should watch the video for
cool, but I've never really
Bewitched.
gotten into him since then, yeah.
The greatest metal video of all time is Bewitched.
That's actually referred to as the greatest. Or did one of you guys post it not that long ago or something?
I have posted it multiple times because it's so fucking cheesy.
And yet there's two very interesting bits of metal trivia with this video. First one being one of the extras in the video is dead from Mayhem.
Oh.
Pre-dead.
Oh, I didn't.
Well, he was still breathing.
Pre-dead. Well played, dude.
And it was directed by the dude from Bathory. Not Corthon, but I don't remember his name now, but he's like a big time like Hollywood like director now. Oh. At least in terms of like music videos and like maybe B movies or something. He's not like Spielberg or anything, but he's well known, and that was his first attempt. So, all right, moving on. Anyone with tickets to next year's Maryland Death Fest let out a collective groan when we heard that Hail of Bullets has parted with singer Martin Van Drunen.
I'm bummed.
Yep. They said all shows for the foreseeable future have been canceled. We don't know if that means Death Fest yet. Guess we'll see.
I'm banking on the fact that and even though he won't be there, obviously, that they realize this is at least a somewhat visible show. They should really try to get their shit together in time for this. I've heard that dude's like a real prick, like apparently they went as far as they could. It's a shame too, because I really like them. I think they're like this great kind of just fucking thrashy, heavy as fuck kind of Germany intense band, And I don't know if they're from Germany, but I mean, they have that kind of German thrash feel. And so I'm really excited, I hope, to see them, I was really looking forward to seeing them. They were one of my top 3. Glad to be seeing them this year at the Death Fest. But,
yeah, me too. Well,
so I hope we'll see.
If they have to drop off, maybe they'll put somebody on to replace them that Buke likes.
Yeah, to fucking make up for the news we got this week.
I think Boyz II Men would be a sweet addition.
Yeah, actually,
John Arch fan.
I will say this. I don't think we're sunk because how many other bands are going to fucking be there? And they've got to be friends with some of these bands and making some phone calls, right? I mean, we could see something really cool. Some stand-in, one-time only.
Fucking boy, a one-time only black metal performance. Yep, we could see that. Yep.
Hey, Ashen Horde's going to be fucking.
Ashen Horde, fucking bring them on.
Let's. I mean, one-time only singer. But you know what? Fucking come out, Trevor. Let's get you up in front of Hail of Bullets.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So I'm bummed about that, George.
Yeah, that sucks. So another upcoming tour starting in March is going to be Slayer with Testament and Carcass. I see Slayer with Testament. That makes sense. Where's the Carcass come into play? I mean, odd, but that's definitely very cool.
This is going to be like uber metal blasphemy for me, but I feel like after Carcass and Testament, I would just want to walk out. I mean, I've seen Slayer so many times lately. They're so boring and the same. Like, it feels like it actually starts with the most interesting band on the bill and then goes downhill from there.
Yeah, agreed. I'm going primarily to see Carcass. I will say the last time I saw Slayer was one of the best times I've ever seen him, and I hadn't seen him in about 10 years. And I also have to confess to you, Buke, on the walkouts, I've seen Opeth so many times that when they toured with Enslaved, I went and saw Enslaved and I just left. I've seen Opeth like a million times and it's just like, I can't do it.
Buke is he just threw his headphones down and he's walking away.
He's got to be.
That hurts.
But so Trevor, I don't fault you for walking out in Slayer. I mean, how many times you got to see him? You know, the new record was pretty good, by the way.
I'll say the last time I saw him that I'm glad I saw when they did the Big Four show out here out at the Coachella thing, which Jeff came out and played like 2 songs at the very end. And I think that might have been one of, if not the last performance he made with them. So I was very glad I was actually there.
Very cool. Oh, that's a nice little one to have in your pocket there, dude.
Yeah.
George, sorry, Jay.
No.
We just mentioned Death Fest, and looking here at the script, you don't have the big news that we got this week on here?
Yeah, didn't we mention it earlier, though?
No.
No, we didn't. George,
we had
not.
Yeah, so the other Death Fest news is that Mayhem is going to be headlining the Friday night at the Edison lot, and they're going to be playing De Mysteries Dom Satanas in its entirety.
Oh.
Now, you can't see Buke's eye roll, and he's not going to be interested, but, I'm going to fucking drag his ass up there and make him watch this, because that's going to be some fucking history right there.
Absolutely.
And I'm very stoked about that. I was hoping for Emperor.
Yeah, but the Hindenburg disaster was history too.
Yeah.
Not for a fucking good reason.
I wish I'd been there for that too, as long as I was on the ground. Far away.
I couldn't agree more, George. And I didn't, in that this being a positive thing. And I was hoping for Emperor too, because I don't know how we got that in our heads that could happen. That stated, this is about as close as you could get to kind of like, okay, I'm not totally disappointed. You know what I mean?
This
like,
dashes my hopes that Obscura was going to be there.
Have you heard the stuff from their new album?
Holy shit.
Exactly.
Their new...
Just kidding.
Their new video for their new song is amazing.
It doesn't have anything on Alkaloid, though. I still think Alkaloid's better.
No.
You foolish child. You know not what you speak.
Yeah. So Friday, when that news dropped, I'm not excited personally, but I know a lot of people are.
Yes, I think.
Have you heard that Alkaloid record, Trevor?
No, I don't think I have. It doesn't sound familiar. I'm shocked, actually.
Do you like Tech Death?
Myself. Alkaloid. All right.
Yeah, it's the singer for Dark Forest or Fortress. I can't remember.
Dark Fortress.
I think it's Dark Fortress, and 2 of the guys from Obscura, and it's kind of sci-fi themed tech death. But the singer is a black metal guy, and the musicians are death metal guys. And it's a really good album. It's called the Malkuth Grimoire.
It's a podcast favorite this year, and all 3 of us like it, and our
which is rare
guests.
So that says a lot about it.
Yeah, and our sometimes guests also who join us for our end of year list and will join us this year. Both had it on their half. It was one of the only albums that was on every single list.
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah, it's great.
In my cart, ready.
It brought unity to the Force, balance. Mm-hmm. I just watched all the Star Wars movies again in preparation for the new movie. So Sam Dunn is going to be releasing a new Metal Evolution albums documentary. I don't know if that's part of a new series or what. He did the Metal Evolutions or Metal Evolution series where he talked about the different styles of metal. And this one's going to focus on an album, and it's the classic Slaughter of the Soul album from At the Gates. And that's going to be airing on December 25th. Merry fucking Christmas.
One of the greatest albums of modern times in the last 25 years.
Yeah, definitely.
Genre defining.
Yeah. Melodic death metal. That's where you should start.
Where's it airing? On like VH1 Classic or something?
Probably, yeah. I think so.
I'm just glad VH1's actually allowing him to do that. I know they kind of pulled the black death metal episode of his Metal Evolution series, so it's like, oh, you're going to actually let him tackle something that you don't usually? That's great.
Yeah.
It doesn't all have to be acceptable metal.
And that they're going to let him play it on Christmas.
Trevor,
of
quickly
course.
to go into that, with it kind of goes with them being pulled here, at least stateside. The feedback or the downloads, or if you look at the stats, where's a lot of your stuff coming, your plays or your purchases are coming from?
Yeah, all over the place, but a lot of European. Actually, oddly enough, a lot of Middle Eastern. I've gotten fans from Syria and Iraq and a bunch of these places, which is pretty crazy.
Oh, they are totally, metal's blowing up there, man.
ISIS killing.
They are, know, and it's like, I'm just like, if this gives them a little escape from the horrible shit that they're seeing every day, that's awesome. So that's pretty cool.
They certainly have some crazy shit to write about over there. Some of those bands, like, what the fuck is that name? I can't think of their name.
The one who's in the documentary?
The Heavy Metal Baghdad band.
Yeah,
Acra Suicidio, whatever it was. Can't remember. They were really good.
Yeah, I can't even imagine trying to do this under like fear of death if people find out. That's just beyond.
Yeah. That's above and beyond metal.
Sudakara, wherever that was, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't. It's such a crazy name that I can't remember it. But they were good.
Sudakara, isn't that the band's name? Crucicada. Acrassicauda.
Yeah, however the hell you say that.
Alka-Seltzer.
Alka-Seltzer, there you go.
Yeah, that's it. This is the album, and it was fucking good. Only the dead see the end of the war. See the end of war.
Yep.
Wow,
That's actually a great fucking...
I know, and they haven't done anything. I mean, it's been a while.
That was a 4-song EP.
Yeah. So Dee Snider apparently is okay with Donald Trump using the song "We're Not Going to Take It" as part of his campaign.
Fuck, I feel like I need to literally take all my old Twisted Sister stuff back to the rough cuts that I have on vinyl. That's what rough cuts, yeah, and just burn them in my backyard. I am so disgusted with Dee over this.
Well, no, I didn't read it, George. And first of all, I'm glad to hear you're a Twisted Sister fan previously, Trevor, because George and I are both big fans. What was he okay with his philosophies, or was he just like, I don't give a shit if he...
In fact, I read the little article on it, and the thing is that, Dee was on the Celebrity Apprentice. And
that's right. I forgot about that.
And so he knows Donald Trump. And he's like, I know Donald, and, we're friends and we get along. He's like, we don't agree politically, but if, the song was written about, stirring shit up and he's definitely doing that. So he felt that both he and Bernie Sanders could use this song.
Oh,
not that he would. Not that Bernie would.
So one can use the original, one can use the re-recorded off of Still Hungry.
There you go. Yes. Just giving a little preference to one or the other.
Yeah, well, let's give the fucking re-recorded to fucking Trump at least. Jesus.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Well, you know what? That is disappointing.
Have a little respect, though, man. He's going to be the next president.
Oh.
There's going to be a lot more Canadians if that happens.
I mean, they say he's just like running away with the Republican nomination, and, Hillary's not going to get it, and Bernie's not going to get it. So,
I think just from the standpoint, I was a little disappointed, honestly, when the Foo Fighters really backed. Was it McCain that they were kind of doing stuff for a couple of, or not McCain? Shit.
It was the Democrat, whoever that was.
Yeah, I know. It's sad that my mind's already forgotten that. But anyway, I don't like when bands take sides at all. I think they should just stay out of it. Yeah. Don't talk about it. Leave it alone. Just like, don't use my song. Just, that's it. And don't talk about why. Just we don't want it.
I'm on the outside. The way I look at it is, it's just a fucking song. Yeah. I'm in the camp of, don't look into a deeper meaning. Don't look. I know they're using it for both sides. They're using it like, this is our rallying cry. This is like, I'm the WWE star, and this is my ring. And this is a song I'm playing when I enter the ring. But the way I look at it is, it's just a song.
It's sort of a political trend that people use these songs as part of their campaign, and it always turns out that the people that wrote those songs come out publicly and say, no, you can't use my song, or at least, no, I don't support you. I want to make that clear. I honestly don't know how they have any say in whether they use it or not.
That's a good question.
I'm not sure, because
as long as they pay the license.
As long as you pay the licensing fee, I don't think you have any control over whether people are allowed to license your music or not.
Oh, no. You do have some control. It depends on what you own of the copyright.
It's a compulsory license,
something like this. Yeah, something like this where Trump's not making money off of it, you probably don't have a choice. And you guys probably remember, I'm sure you do, Trevor, and probably you too, George, and maybe Buke, that We're Not Gonna Take It was Schwarzenegger's too, when he was running for governor. Yeah.
Right on. I liked him. He was more my style. A liberal Republican, somebody who's like kind of both sides of the force.
I will say
not that he was a good politician, mind you.
Use of the song. I mean, I'll side with Buke on this. It is just a song, and I don't care. But I will say this: as far as endorsements go, I don't give a shit what any celebrity thinks about who to stump for anybody. That's not going to change my vote, and probably not very many votes.
No,
seriously, if you're voting for somebody because Bruce Springsteen says you should, what the fuck?
I totally agree.
Yeah. So I agree. Just fucking stay stay out of it. Keep your fucking mouth shut, you know?
We've got more important things to worry about. Like, is Lemmy trying to kill all the other members of Motorhead?
I think he is.
That's a great segue. That's
Apparently, Phil Campbell has taken ill, and they've had to cancel a couple of shows. What with with Phil? Yeah, the guy's name, the one that died.
Wurzel. Phil Taylor and Wurzel died too.
Did he?
Yeah, Wurzel died like about a year ago, 2 years ago, maybe.
Trevor, basically the bottom line is, can you just agree with me that Motorhead sucks?
Oh my God, I have so many friends that would fucking disown me if I said that, but I will say I am not a fan.
Thank you. I cannot
We appreciate
stand
your honesty.
Yeah, I
My
appreciate
favorite
the honesty.
Motorhead song is Sepultura's cover of Orgasmatron.
That's good.
That may be one of the greatest answers we've ever received on the pod.
That's so good.
I think we lost our connection with Trevor. Oh well,
Yeah, George and I are like the last men standing on this, the fucking Motorhead fandom.
I love Motorhead.
But
a friend of mine is just a worshiper. He's got the tattoo and everything. So this might be the end of our friendship if he hears this.
I love Motorhead, but I'm a bigger fan of the Fast Eddie Clarke, Phil Taylor, Lemmy days, without
like
question.
Fast Way album.
Hey, that's a good record.
It is a good record.
Yeah.
I love it. And speaking of, back to my comment about Rock Candy, they put out a remaster of it. It sounds fantastic.
It's
Bunch
really
of
good.
bonus tracks. Yeah.
Good for you. That's a good poll, dude, to mention that record, because not a lot of people know that record. At least I think in the 80s it actually
denies it.
Isn't it
did
also
a little
song?
business, but that's a good
Rock
record.
Candy?
What's that?
I thought that was also a song, Jay, Rock Candy.
Montrose.
Montrose, exactly. You're hot, sweet, and sticky. Yes.
But anyway, what with Phil Taylor having just died and now Phil Campbell falling ill, I think Lemmy wants to be the last guy in Motorhead standing. That's my theory, that he's like, somehow he's knocking him off and he's going to be the last guy in Motorhead.
Well, he seems like he's on his last legs too, so he better get on it.
Well, that's why things are sort of happening so quickly now. He's like, all right, one down, let's move on to the next one.
Yeah, even though we are fans, we've got a Lemmy death clock running on this. I mean, he is. Every interview I see with the guy, he could barely stand up. In all truth, he's fading fast. So and they did not say, by the way, they did not disclose in any way what said illness was. So.
Yeah.
And I do think he's back on the road now. So.
Oh, good. That's good.
Yeah. It was like 2 shows they canceled, and now he's back up and running.
Excellent. So we've been hearing about how Richie Blackmore was going to come back and play some rock music. Apparently, he's reactivating Rainbow, which is not.
I have a problem with that.
He's the only person from Rainbow in the band.
Yeah, he is. And to me, while I do like Rainbow after Dio left, Rainbow still to me is those first couple with Dio.
Yeah.
Has he announced who's singing if he's going to do it?
Yeah. I mean, it's nobody I'd ever heard of.
Oh, it's some new guy.
Yeah. The whole band is like people I don't know.
It's almost kind of like...
No, George, you know some of them.
Do I?
Sorry. Yeah, I think the keyboardist from Yngwie's band or something. You know if you saw him. I apologize, Buke.
No,
Go ahead.
Jay, I was saying this. It's almost like, we keep saying Pantera would never come around because Vinny says there can't be another dime.
Right.
How do you start to fill the shoes of a Dio?
Well, I have. Everybody knows I love Richie Blackmore on this podcast. So, but I'll say this: he's calling it Richie Blackmore's Rainbow, and I think it's just this kind of all-inclusive solo Richie term that he uses. And they're not. I mean, he's going to be doing Deep Purple stuff too. He's made that clear. They're not just going to. It's just going to be Richie Blackmore's greatest hits kind of thing.
Right.
So it may have the word Rainbow. And also, by the way, I have to tell you, for about 2 minutes, I considered going to fucking Europe to see this. And the tickets, I saw somebody post on Facebook or something, they bought tickets, and they were just out fucking rageous.
Well,
hundreds of dollars.
I think that's because we've all been... God, when I started really hanging with George and he was just dumping music on me, he was saying, this guy's not even playing metal anymore. Like, this has been years coming. People have been wanting this to happen again.
I liked his, Renaissance Fair music for a little while.
Blackmore's night stuff is not... If you're in that scene, it's not bad.
Yeah.
No, it's good for what it is. Yeah,
yes.
Absolutely.
But Richie is the guitar god in my eyes. He's just one of the greats. And I would love to see this, but, certainly it'll be filmed. I haven't heard the guy sing. He is kind of a nobody, as noted. Supposedly he's fucking great. So we'll see.
Maybe it'll be cool.
But also, though, guys, it's not... Just thinking of this, it's not fair of us to... If somebody could have the pipes like Dio, it's not fair of us to say, oh, you're not... Just because Dio was what... was who he was.
Yeah,
it's not worth a shot.
When I went to M3 this year, the main draw for me was Dio Disciples, even though that's essentially just a Dio cover band. But it's with people that played with Dio for the most part, except for the singers. But let me tell you, when I got there and actually heard them playing live, like at an outdoor amphitheater, I was in tears.
Yeah,
because I didn't think I was ever going to hear Dio music in this capacity
setting,
again. And they were fucking awesome, and I loved it. So
who was the singer?
I think I'm less concerned. Oh, so good.
Oni Logan was one of them, and
Does he still sound good?
yeah, he was good. And I want to say Mark Bowles, like the trilogy Yngwie guy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
Anyway,
was to say, I'm less concerned about the singer, I think, than the fact that I hope Richie's not just doing this because he's been getting pressure for so long and is going to kind of phone it in the whole time.
That's a good point.
I want him to be doing it because he actually is like, same way kind of Alex Skolnick came back to Testament, like, you know what, I actually missed this. I want to do this again.
Yeah.
Not where it's kind of like, all right, I'll
Well,
come back.
Everyone's been begging me to do it for 30 years.
I guess.
Do it, so they'll shut up.
Well, he strikes me as the one man in all of rock and roll who would not do anything based on demand.
Right.
Because he doesn't give a fuck what other people think. And I will say this: what I've read, the interviews I've read and stuff, he's sort of saying like, I'm 70 years old now. He said, and if I'm going to do this, I kind of probably better do it now. And it sounds like he's enthused.
And
So
he's
we'll
going to
see.
enjoy it so much that he's going to be like, hey, Deep Purple, let's do another tour. And I'll be there.
Yeah, right.
Never happened. Never happened.
Oh,
yeah. Both of those people, and by those people I mean Ian Gillan and he, they have moved on in other directions. They still garner a lot of hate for each other. So, but we'll see what happens. I'm curious to see how this turns out. I'll be interested to hear it. I want to hear what it sounds like.
Yeah. So another thing happening in March of next year, Voivod is going to release a 5-song EP, and then later in the year they're going to do a full album. Cool. I was kind of skeptical of them returning after Piggy died, but the new guy that they got that is taking over for him has done a damn fine job. I mean, Target Earth was a great album, and so I'm looking forward to this. With
one caveat, though, George, that those were songs and riffs that Piggy had written.
La 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 la! I can't hear you. I don't know what you're saying.
So we'll have to see.
I thought those were the two albums before that he actually played. Oh, maybe
you're right. Oh, you know what? I apologize. Yeah,
K-Tours and Infinity. Those were songs that they took like actual recorded clips that he made before he died and turned those into albums.
So they cashed all that out before the last one came out, is what you're saying.
Right. As far as I could be wrong. You may be right. As far as I knew, Target Earth was like brand new, no Piggy.
Okay, I'll buy that.
But
I got no reason to go against it. We'll see how it goes.
It was actually Target Earth. I don't know if anybody else here has listened to it, but was actually a lot more like old Voivod than the two albums before it. So, or 3 albums before it, technically.
Well, hey, we've gotten okay from Away to do an interview. Let's get him on, dude.
Yeah,
I know you're shaking your boots a little bit about that, but fucking do it, dude.
Yeah, well, I mean that's up there with like interviewing like Hetfield or anybody.
Make the call, dude.
You're the one that got a hold of him.
Yeah, then I pushed him off to you.
I know.
If you really want to do it, I thought you were kind of a little nervous about it.
Well, it's because I was thinking about asking him to do some artwork for us. That's why I wanted to talk to him.
Okay. But let's reach out to him. I'll reach out to him again when this record's coming. How about that?
Yeah, but given all the discussions we've had on artwork and how we can't agree on things, and the general lack of success I've had with farming out artwork, I would really hate to pay Away kind of money for something that wouldn't work for us and be like, yeah, we got some artwork from Away and we didn't use it.
Yeah. On the other hand, I went to see Bob Dylan a few years ago, and sitting behind me at the show by about 5 rows was Bonnie Raitt, and I was like, I got better tickets than fucking Bonnie Raitt. So you could be like, I bought Away's artwork and I threw that shit in the fucking trash, dude.
Yeah.
I just wasn't sure what to say to him, like how to describe what I wanted, and so
you say it.
Yeah, but I don't really know what I want because I'm not an artist. I mean, we've talked about stuff and I've thrown ideas around and everybody's been like, George, that's fucking stupid. So I think I need to get my shit together before I spend that kind of money on artwork.
Well, let's get him on the show in any case.
Yes. Maybe we can get that around the album, or at least the EP. Do you remember when Bruce Dickinson's son, Austin, he had a band there for a little while? No, we didn't see them. That was Steve Harris's daughter we saw.
No, we also saw him too because you sent me the promo for it.
Oh, no, that's right. But they didn't play.
That's right. They didn't play, but you sent me the promo. We were going to.
Yes, and they were really fucking bad.
Yes.
What was the name of that band? It has Return in the name.
Something like
Vultures or something.
No,
Eagles.
It was the album. It was like Something Remains or Still Remains.
Something Remain. Anyway.
It was metalcore and it was horrible and it just completely disgraced the Dickinson name.
What's his son's name?
Austin.
Austin.
Well, he's back with a new band called As Lions, and they just signed with an album called Better Noise. Well, I hope there's better noise this time. I mean,
good one.
I don't want to I don't mean to knock on the guy because of who his dad is. But I really hate metalcore. And so I'm hoping maybe that he's doing something a little differently and, going, hey, Dad, can you teach me a thing or two? And we'll see. I don't know.
Be smart like Steve Harris's kid and just fucking play soccer. Have that be the thing you do.
Well, Steve Harris's daughter plays
Rise to Remain.
Yeah. Rise to Remain. And there's Remain in there somewhere.
Yeah, his daughter plays. Though I haven't heard much about that.
Yeah, at least she's hot.
Yeah, I saw her open for somebody.
If you're going to be a woman in metal, at least let us objectify you. Otherwise, what's the
talented,
point?
But
no, but she can sing too. Honestly, I'm just joking.
She's just listening to anything you want to listen to.
Well, we saw her. I think she opened for Maiden.
Yeah, they opened for Maiden. Yeah.
All right, last bit of news. King Diamond had to cancel at least one show, the one in Tulsa, because he has laryngitis. I think
it's turned into 2 shows, by the way.
Okay.
So now he sounds like Paul Stanley.
Yeah. Personally, I think he's just disappointed that Jay hasn't written up his review of the show yet.
I know, dude.
He's been waiting to hear what Jay had to say about it so that he could, tweak his show, and Jay hasn't posted it yet. And so,
yeah, my review has laryngitis. I'm calling you out, Sergey, holder of the photos. I will see him. He has good reason. I just did him a favor, which will remain unnamed. So I will write to him today. I'll text him today and say, dude, you got to bring me those photos tomorrow. The Exodus, I have the Exodus photos. They're fucking awesome.
Yeah.
So you're right, dude. It's becoming less and less timely. But it's going to be a good review, too, because it was a great fucking show. But
well, that's what I keep hearing. But all I can think is Chinese democracy. I'll believe it when I see it.
Oh, yeah. It's so true. You put that on here just so you could give me shit about that. I like that.
I did.
But and by the way, get well fast. He you know what I heard was he was having a kind of medical checkup or something. They sprayed an anesthetic in his throat or something like that. He lost his voice. He didn't lose his voice. He lost his voice because of the mild procedure he had. So, but he'll be back on top soon. I will say this again. Nobody would know it, but when I saw him, he sounded amazing. So
must have used Joan Rivers' doctor.
I mean, for a 6. Ooh, was that a throat operation, by the way?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it was cosmetic.
Yeah, of course it was. I mean, Jesus, that woman had very little flesh left when she finally went.
That puts a whole new spin on Melissa now. I think it's about Melissa Rivers. I never thought about that. It all comes together.
I love Trevor. Trevor fucking come on every episode. He's right on our fucking wavelength.
Yep.
Yeah, man. This is good. You're hitting it hard.
All right, let's move on to our new releases, of which there are not that many this week.
This week's new releases.
In fact, some of these I had to call. This is basically new releases from now to the end of the year because we're only doing one more episode this year, and that's our year-end episode. We're not going to get into the regular columns features that we do. So, Jay, you want to take this first release?
I do.
It's your band.
You should take it. Which, by the way, I'm going to say Sun O because that's the way it reads, but Sun is really how you're supposed to pronounce it because there's supposed to be Sun amplifiers.
Trevor, you just said it how?
No, I said it works for me.
Yeah.
Sun O.
Okay. Yeah.
Sun O, yeah.
I say
my approval.
You know how I pronounce it, Jay?
And it's appreciated.
Clap. Shit.
Yeah.
That's why
I'm the only real Sun fan on the podcast. They got a new record coming out.
What are you a fan of?
I think I dropped my guitar once and made an album like that.
Yeah. What are you a fan of, Jay?
I'm telling you, I saw these guys live, A, but B, to me, it sounds like Doom melted down, dude. I mean, you got to be in the mood for it. I'll give you that. It's not something you just put on and drive your car fast to.
I wanted to listen to it before we talked about it.
Getting away from them.
So that because I'm always, hope always springs eternal, and I was hoping that I might get something out of it, but I didn't get a chance to. So
and I have to tell you, it's a road I don't mind walking alone. It's just kind of meditative to me. I don't mind telling you, it's different than just some sort of metal band. I mean, that's not really what's going on there at all, and they know that, and I look sideways at all the hipsters that say they do fucking like them. This is one of those bands, and you guys have all had this experience where you're like, I like them, and a lot of other people like them, but I'm the only one who likes them for the right reasons.
Yes.
So That stated, I ordered it on vinyl. I love these guys, man. And to me, I say it again, that's probably the best thing I can say about it. To me, it's a real meditative thing to put their stuff on. And to me, it's like putting on like Indian music, you know?
Why waste the money? Why not take one of your fucking albums you have now and just have it skip the same 1 second track over and over and over again?
Or I could get a 45 and play it at 33 speed. But hey, you know what? I'll take all that shit. That's fine. I do like them. I liked them in a vacuum before I even knew that they were kind of a thing with anybody else. So it's never been a hipster thing with me. A couple of their records really can kind of transport me to another place. You know, you got to be laying on the couch with the headphones on, and you're not going to be like, hey, here comes my favorite part, because you know what I mean. It's not like that.
Yeah, it's coming. It's coming.
Speaking of 45s, I put on the new Avatarium vinyl the other day. And my player was set at 33, and apparently it needs to be played at 45. And so I started playing it, and I was like, oh, this is heavier than I thought it was. I was like, wow, I didn't know there was a dude singing on this album.
I did that on a record.
Trevor, let me ask you a question. We have, and I've put records, why I like them is because it makes the listening to an album the experience itself.
Right.
When you put on an album, are you like George J and I? Are you just sitting there, just sitting on the couch, just listening to it? Do you throw on headphones and do other things? Because that's what I like about albums, why a lot of the people today with iPads and iPhones, you know, they throw in the earbuds and it's just in the background.
Yeah. You know, I actually haven't really done that like total submersive experience in a while, but I think that is a big part of it. I will say these days, just based on life and everything, I generally, if I buy something, especially if it only comes on vinyl, first thing I do is drop it into Pro Tools so I can put it on my iPod, just so I have it when I'm out and about.
Okay.
But I think that is a big part of the album experience, is just listening to it top to bottom, not just skimming. You listen to the minute you like and then you go to the next thing. And it's something about that. Yeah, it's just the whole experience.
Like the new Bell Witch. Play one song, flip. Play one song, change the disc. Play one song, flip.
Yeah, that record's an investment. That record is not worth listening to one song at a time.
Trevor, when people listen to you're from Ashen Horde. If people go out and check your stuff.
I am Ashen Horde, yeah.
Yes, you are. You are them.
You are Legion.
I believe it's they.
How do you recommend people? What's the best way to listen to it? Do you take anything away if people listen to track 3, track 4?
Yeah, you know, it's interesting because I think as a genre, a lot of metal doesn't really work that way. Like, you know, I put out Feral, one of the songs on there is kind of the single. There's a lyric video for it and everything to promote the record. But so, yes, I think you can listen to the songs individually, but you're going to get a better experience if you listen to the thing top to bottom. If you know, assuming you can't understand everything I say, follow along with the story and the lyric book and stuff. It's just, you're going to get more out of it than the individual songs. But that said, I think you can enjoy them individually too. You know, I have plenty of concept albums and otherwise that one song, you can take it out. This is not like, what was that Fates Warning album, the Shades of Grey, whatever, is like 60 minutes long, where it's kind of hard to take pieces out of it, I think. But mine, not so much. The songs do stand on their own, too.
Now,
yeah, but I think you're just kind of an slightly older school guy like us, which is, I mean, you know, so much metal has come and gone with me over the years, but I'm willing to admit that I was really programmed by people like Martin Birch, because the way that the early Maiden records flowed, it was an experience that had a kind of logical progression to it. And so that's the way I see all records, you know, and likewise, I'm a musician like yourself. That's the way I build records.
Right. Yeah. And I mean, I don't want to sound overly pretentious, but I think in terms of how the music and the lyrics go together on this album, the music does reflect what's going on in the story to a point. One of the songs I think you're going to play later, Isolation, is a much slower song. And it's really, at that point, most of the people have died. They're just kind of suffering. They're starting to go a little crazy, a little paranoid. And I think the song really reflects what's happening lyrically. So,
is there a lyric sheet available on the Bandcamp site?
Yes, there should be a download of a lyric book. And it does come with the limited CD as well. It comes with a little lyric book. So
Nice.
Can you help me have my wife listen to metal?
Only if you can help me have my wife listen to metal.
my wife, I have to give her credit. Whenever we get in the car, I always ask, babe, you want to listen to your stuff? Because I know she's never going to say sure. We always listen to metal. When we're at home, we always listen to metal, but she doesn't want to.
No.
Yeah, we have a lot of stuff that's kind of like we both enjoy, but yeah, she has no real taste for what I do, that's for sure. She totally respects it, which is great. That's all I can really ask for, but I can guarantee she has never thought to herself, let me go put on Ashen Horde.
Hey, I will tell you, last night I was sitting on the couch with my wife. Something was on in the background on the TV we weren't really watching. And I played, what's the name of the song, the third song on the Feral EP?
Oh, Vargavinter.
I started playing that on my phone, and my wife was like, hey, that's pretty good.
Oh,
before the singing started. Because she doesn't
always a catch.
Yeah, she doesn't like metal
That's
either.
great because non-metal wives is one of my target demographics, so it's working.
Nailed it. Picking them up.
Yeah, you always want to know how you get that target.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, I've moved on from everything else. That's what I'm focused on right now.
Yeah, she doesn't listen to anything. I mean, she knows a few Iron Maiden songs and a few Metallica songs, and that's about it. But
who has control in the car, Trevor? Or do you have to do that balance?
It's definitely a balance thing. We usually tend to settle on just like the classic rock radio station.
Yeah, okay.
Something like that, because then it's, stuff we both dig. But yeah, she likes some stuff. I mean, she's into the Misfits and some other stuff that I like. So, we've got...
Have you been able to drag her to a black metal show yet?
Here's a funny story. My old band that we referenced earlier, Fetal Hymen, that is actually, we were playing a show. That is where I first met her.
Oh.
Her friend had brought her along, and for whatever magical reason, it didn't scare her away, though it took me about 6 months to see her again. But so yeah, she has seen several of my shows. I feel like I might have taken her to see Cradle of Filth back in the day.
One of those magical moments when you met at the Fetal Hymen show.
Right? That was it. She saw me and she's like, this is it. This is the man I want to marry.
And then she had to go tell her parents, too.
I met this guy. He's in Fetal Hymen.
He's in a band called Fetal Hymen. Yeah, that goes over
wait,
well
tell me that's something. You just said that too fast, and that's something Jewish, right?
Okay, George, what else is out?
Next up is, I haven't heard this one yet because it's not out until next Friday, but the band Monolith, with an E on the end, is releasing a new album called Epsilon Aru. How the fuck do you say this? Aurigae. I fucking looked it up yesterday, and I can't remember how to pronounce it now. It's like Aurigae. It's I think it's like a constellation or it's some celestial body anyway. And Monolith, I don't know if anybody here has heard of them before. I would not be surprised if you haven't. They're a French band, and their last 4 albums have all been one long song. There's Monolith 1 through 4, and it's a 50-minute song, and it's just I want to say funeral doom, but it's wow. It's really good stuff. And this album actually, they've broken the trend. There's 3 15-minute songs. So I'm looking forward to picking this up next week.
Cool. And perhaps it's pronounced Monolithe.
They're all carpenters or something?
Yes, yes.
That doesn't work alone, of course.
Yeah, Monolith.
Next up is an album that I've spoken about before that I'm really keen on. This is Draugr and With Hunger Undying.
You'll like this one, Trevor.
Yes.
If you haven't heard it. Yeah, you'll dig this record. Yeah, it's a good
these
one.
guys are pretty fucking awesome. I'll give a little bit away and say you will see these guys on my list next week. That's about all I got to say, really. Just check these guys out. Draugr, Draugr.
Not on my list, George, but it was in high consideration. So It's a good record.
It is. And finally, we have another album that I haven't heard yet because it's not out yet, but this is the new Baroness, and their new album, Purple, is going to be out on the 18th. I wanted to give it mention because it's going to come out after our last episode for this year.
The talk around it's big.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate that it's coming out so late in the year because I'm not going to hear it before we do our lists, so best I can do is give it an honorable mention for probably being good.
I think just go listen to Stone Temple Pilots' Purple and you'll probably get the feel for what's going on.
It'd be kind of similar.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's move on to our top 3.
What's your topic? What's your topic? What's your latest week?
So this top 3 is to be top 3 discoveries you made this year. And it can be from anything, but it really is somebody that you would like to have talked about at the end of this year's, when we do our year-end list. But you can't because these people don't have a new record this year. But maybe you discovered this band this year. all the ones on my, I literally discovered this year. So, maybe it's something you discovered last year, but whatever. That was the idea here.
The way I went with it is it's stuff that I discovered this year that didn't come out this year because, I didn't hear it till this year. And so it's like, I can't put it on my list because it's not from this year, but damn.
But it was a big part of your musical year, and it's a shame you can't put it on your list. So that's the idea. And did you do a little top three, Trevor?
Yep.
Okay, cool. Well, we'll start with you, and we just do our three. We go around, do our threes, then we'll do our twos, then our ones. So what's your third?
So my third is going to be a kind of a rediscovery, I guess, which is Soulfly. When Max first left Sepultura, I listened to them, did not care for it. It was a little too new metal for me.
Me too.
For whatever reason, I recently decided to kind of check out some of the newer albums, and they've totally changed. It's almost like kind of rhythmic death metal now, way cooler, much more like the Cavalier Conspiracy record. So that is my number 3. Is I've rediscovered Soulfly.
Excellent.
Cool. Wow. Rediscovery. That's a nice little twist on it.
Jay, what you got?
Well, mine is a band that I had heard of before, but only I was kind of trying to go through all the different bands that are going to be at Death Fest, and I fucking love these guys and just kind of found that out this year. Serpent Throne, kind of a Black Sabbath kind of retro instrumental band. Super good. They had a record out called I can't remember. I was in My Brother Lucifer, I think it's called.
Lucifer. Brother Lucifer, I think.
Yeah, I got it right here. Let's get to that. It's called Brother Lucifer, correct? And that's it. I love those. I love them. They've quickly become a band that I really enjoy listening to. I bought the vinyl as soon as I realized how much I like these guys. And so that's my third discovery for the year. And they did not release anything this year. And we'll be seeing them at Death Fest.
All right, Buke.
It's a band that we did see at Death Fest last year. In fact, we walked into them playing Serpentine Path.
Yeah. You know that the guys in at least some of the guys in Serpentine Path were in another band called Unearthly Trance. And they sort of formed Serpentine Path out of the ashes of Unearthly Trance. And I just heard that Unearthly Trance is actually getting back together and doing an album. So that'll be cool.
Nice.
It'll be similar kind of music. All right, my number 3 is a progressive black metal band from Greece that I just heard about a few months ago. I think I just sort of stumbled on them on Bandcamp. And forgive me for mispronouncing their name. I'm going to go with Aeneon, Aenaon, and their 2014 album Extance, Extance. Just a surprisingly good progressive black metal album that I was really surprised that I didn't come across my radar last year.
Cool.
All right.
Trevor, please get your number 2.
I'm in number 2. All right. So my number 2, I think I touched on him earlier, is Karash Angren, assuming I'm saying that correctly. I had not come across them before, which is weird because they're like really big in the black metal world. Symphonic black metal. I just think they're awesome. Every record they've done has been amazing.
Excellent.
Awesome, dude. My number 2 is a band that I saw open for Mastodon this year. Immediately went out and bought. They have a couple records. I can only really vouch for the record I bought, and it's a band called Big Business. They are 2/3 of the Melvins, or 2/5 of the Melvins, or whatever, when they tour with the Melvins and literally play on stage with them as part of the band. And when they're not, they are this band called Big Business. It's just a drummer and a bass player. The bass player sings as well, and they are fucking awesome. They have this great record called Battlefields Forever, which is just super heavy, super catchy. I can't describe it, but I just would love to pitch these guys to people. So Big Business, in particular, the record Battlefields Forever.
Right on.
And it was literally the one that inspired this list, because I was like, I wish I could put that record on my top list this year, because it came out like 2 years ago.
Yep.
That's it.
Buke, number 2.
Another band from the Barbecue. Met these guys, interviewed them, talked to them for a while, became friends, sent us some new material a week ago.
Yes.
Troglodyte.
Hell yeah.
These guys went from total obscurity to us to Bigfoot-themed death metal.
Yeah.
To, man, these guys are pretty fucking badass. To, friends of the pod now.
Yeah, they the singer
Jeffrey, right?
Jeffrey, wrote and sent me a link to a private SoundCloud link of the new album. And he was like, yeah, we haven't really sent this out to too many people, but we were just kind of like, hey, let's send it to those guys we met at Barbecue. And so they sent us a link to the new album, and it is pretty fucking, it's killer. So we're looking forward to that.
Bigfoot-themed death metal.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, all the songs are like, somehow relating to Bigfoot. And
so I feel like I need to do an album about the Yeti now, since that's like the black metal equivalent of Bigfoot.
Are you on Spotify, Trevor?
Yes.
Okay. I just, as you see, I Facebook friended you you earlier. I will send you their albums on Spotify then.
Well, I have a band account. I don't know. I don't think I have a personal
That's fine.
account, actually.
That's fine.
You know, to be fair, that conversation probably went more like this. Hey, you know who we should send this to? Those idiots we met at Guarfest.
Yeah, they're almost as dumb as our Bigfoot music. Not that their music is dumb, but I mean, in a like silly dumb kind of way.
Right.
That sounds awesome.
But and yeah, I should probably tell you, I as soon as he sent it to me and I listened to it a little bit, I was like, dude, you got to come on. So sometime in January, we're probably going to have Troglodyte on here.
Cool. Yeah.
All right, my number 2. You thought I butchered that last album name. Wait till you hear this one. This is the Icelandic black metal folk band Arstadir Leifsons, and their album, wait for it, Aldafoder Ok Munka Droten.
Dude, you sound like the Swedish chef, dude.
Hold on. Trevor, can you, I think I'm asking this for Trevor and I. Common spelling?
Yeah.
Okay.
I can give you Arstadir Leifsons. See, that one just flows right off the tongue now.
Okay, what was the rest of it? Hold on. Here we go.
Aldafoder Ok Munka Droten.
Is the
Dude,
Swedish
this is like
chef
The
around here
Exorcist.
somewhere?
This is just like The Exorcist. Where it's like, no. That's
What? Do you think when those guys were writing that album title, do you think they went back and forth like, no, that's too obscure?
No, well, I mean,
Probably
it's in
means like pineapple
it's
in
in Icelandic, so
yes, some really fucking laid back thing. It probably, you know what it probably means? Something Hyman. What is that? What is your band name?
Fetal Hymen.
it means fetal hymen. Yes.
Fetal Hyman in Icelandic. That brings us back to you, Trevor.
Yeah.
Let's get your number 1 discovery of
I
the
feel
year.
like mine's going to be a big letdown after all that kind of
After
stuff.
her
So
to free.
it's barely even metal, but I discovered this year a band called Ash. They're an Irish rock band who were around in the 90s, and they're still doing their thing, and I just totally got hooked on them this year. It's barely metal. It's just like real melodic rock. Singer Tim Wheeler's awesome, and yeah, that's it. I saw him last month.
I swear I've heard that name. Did they just tour recently?
Yes,
No, you know
I
what
just
it is?
saw him a couple weeks back.
Duke, you know what? I think one of the Moose Factory's guys is all hooked on them.
You're right. Paul saw them. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. One of our friends was really high on them.
One of our buddies is totally obsessed with them.
Yep.
Yeah, it's just really good, like straightforward Irish hard rock. It's awesome.
Yeah, he's really high on them. Yep.
cool.
All right, my number 1 is like a band that is really, honestly, one of my 10 favorite bands these days, and they're kind of humorous, which doesn't always appeal to me when it comes to metal. But I didn't know about these guys before, but their last 2 records are amazing. We talked about them earlier in the podcast. Trollfest. I fucking love these guys, dude. They are talented. They write really good records. They're funny. I saw them live this year.
Videos are hilarious.
Videos are great. And it's not, and I could easily just be like, oh, it's just like a gimmick. It's not. They're a great fucking band. So Trollfest. And I'm glad to say they're recording a new record. And if either of these 2 records that I bought this year, they're better ones, had come out, they would have been in my top 25 list. That's how good they are. So,
and they covered Britney Spears, right? Didn't they
did
do
Toxic.
Yeah.
Toxic. It's great. Their stuff's fucking killer. So that's it. That's my number 1 discovery this year. Duke.
I'm doing 3.
Three ones.
Damn.
0.1, whatever.
Okay.
I want to get these out. One of them made me rediscover this band and re-listen to them because I had tapped out of them for a while. The new Paradise Lost.
Okay.
When that came out, it made me really go back and give a listen to them again.
It's too bad they're not going to be on Deathfest because that'd be a band you'd like.
I know. Another one was a guest of the podcast, Throssenblot.
Oh yeah,
That was a great rediscovering.
and a black
Joel.
metal band.
Exactly. It was
Nice.
great. It was great talking to Joel and going back and rediscovering.
I tweeted him this morning. I was like, "Hey, I know I said don't release your album in August and September because of the so many albums coming up. I didn't mean to like wait until next year."
There's a Throssenblot family album that will be in my year-end list. It's not Throssenblot, but it's one of in the family.
And
Immortal Bird.
Fair enough.
You and
guessed it. That was too easy.
and
I love that India. You know
Yeah.
Mortal Bird, Trevor?
No, I don't.
Yeah, we'll hook you up.
Sweet.
and my number 1 band I'm thankful for discovering this year, Obscura. I'm a little late to the party on them, but
You didn't know them before. You knew them before. I saw them.
I knew of them before, but you know what the thing is, bands coming in, they just kind of trail off again.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't think of it. It's just been a busy week for me. I couldn't think of anything that was a true new discovery. I'm sorry.
No, those are perfect. Did Alkaloid push you towards Obscura?
No,
No, it's just something you kind of
just something
revisited.
that just kind of ended up there.
No, I love the revisiting. That's great. I think those are great discoveries.
Yeah.
And that brings us to George.
All right. My number one is a band that I discovered in like the first few days of January this year. And I was like, why couldn't I know this a couple of weeks ago so I could put it on my list? This is a band, Painted Wives. And
That was on my list too, right when we started talking about this.
Painted Wives and Obsessed with the End. I've got their Bandcamp page up. I want to read you a little description because they describe it much better than I did. Painted Wives attempt to inhabit the space between acts like High on Fire, Queens of the Stone Age, Gojira, and Alice in Chains. It's like it's heavy. It's not like, death metal heavy, but it's heavy. But there's a definite like Alice in Chains kind of like harmonized vocal thing going on.
Sweet.
That when this first week of January, I was just like, this is my album. Oh shit, it's last year. So I really love this album and I highly recommend it.
God, I had that up too, right when you started talking.
Dude, that's awesome. I don't know these guys, George, and I already listened to a sample while you were talking. It sounds great.
We had them on the pod before.
We played them. We didn't interview them.
Yeah, we played them.
Yeah, they were like
Cool.
probably the first episode this year was playing them.
Looking sweet.
All right, what have we been listening to?
Starting with you, Trevor.
Oh, I'm up first. All right. So, like I said earlier, the Baby Chaos record, definitely one of my favorites. Another Irish band, Therapy, been around for a long time.
Oh, yeah.
They have a new record out called Disquiet. Fucking best thing they've done in a long time. The first single, Still Hurts, is just badass. I love it. What else have I been listening to lately? Like I said, all those Rock Candy remasters, and I don't know, those are kind of the big things that stuck in my mind.
All right.
Yeah, that's a good list. I have been listening to. I'm a little bit of a latecomer to this record. I listened to it once earlier in the year and then finally just put it back in. But I'm fucking way into it now. Arcturian.
Yeah,
is a really good fucking record.
Buke's heart.
Elder Lore was Elder, the band Elder, the album Lore, which was a very nice little coincidence because Buke posted it just a couple days ago, and it's something that's been circulating with me. I like that record. And I'm still listening to that new band in Plaus. It's fucking genius. So fucking good. And a million other things, but those are the main things that I'm rolling right now.
Right on. Buke, what do you got?
Two bands. One band, kind of like can't describe what they would sound like, but noise them maybe.
Okay.
The Moth Gatherer.
Oh, yeah. I've seen them on Bandcamp.
I've heard of them, yeah.
Mm-hmm. The Earth is the Sky. Was listening to that album a lot.
Cool.
An album that is quickly made my list. I'm not going to tell you where. Draconian, their Savrin album, Savron, whatever it is.
Yeah.
It's a gothic doom band.
Chick singer.
Yep, female guy singers. And probably my most played listen to this week. How I ended up to it, I have no fucking clue. But God Dethroned, Under the Sign of the Iron Cross.
All right.
I have been spinning that album nonstop the past week and a half.
Wow. Nice. Yeah, that's
awesome fucking concept album about World War I. Brutal. The lyrics are awesome.
Excellent.
It was funny. It was kind of timely when Jay was we were talking about Hail of Bullets earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, yeah, for sure. When you posted that, Buke, because you posted it earlier this week, and even the cover, I was sort of like, is this a Hail of Bullets record I don't know about? Until I really looked at it to see what it was.
And that from when I stumbled into this, I don't know how Spotify can take it down some dark paths sometimes. But if you listen to their earlier albums, totally different style than where they've ended up.
Yeah, are they even still around? I remember I got their first couple albums, bought them on CD, years and years and years ago. I didn't know if they were still around. All right, that it?
Yep,
that's it.
Cool.
Oh, sorry.
I've got a short list.
Oh wow, here we go.
I know.
Wow.
You can tell the end of the year's coming around because I don't have 15 bands on my list.
Trevor, his list the last 2 weeks was 20 bands each.
See, I could have done that. I was trying to be nice. But yeah.
Yeah, no, the new releases are definitely starting to slow down for the year. First one is one I think that Buke is really going to like, and I'm hoping that he will.
I've been waiting.
This is a band, let's see, 1, 2, 3. Actually, I got all of these off Bandcamp.
Is this that band you mentioned last week, Full Metal, wherever it was?
No.
Remember when we thought it was?
Oh no, yeah,
Stellar Master Elite.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you haven't heard those guys, Stellar Master Elite, it's like Thorns. You should check that out. That's very good stuff.
But it's not NSBM, which it sounds like by the name.
Yeah. See, that was the question was.
The deeper I was going, the more George was like, "Wait a second, maybe I've sort of chosen a manifesto here, but it's not."
Yeah,
I was gonna. Yeah.
No, I looked it up, and it does not appear to be the case. But you have to hear their record label too.
Oh God.
See, George is still. I like how you see how he just said that. The confidence was still wavering a little bit as he was saying that.
Yeah.
No, I looked, and I couldn't find anything relating them to it.
I
That's
did.
good.
Yeah, but George is on a couple watch lists now.
But their album, their record label is Essential Purification Records.
Oh my God.
But I looked, and
They're German,
their
but it's
roster
not-
is
it's
not
not.
NSBM either.
It's not what you think. It isn't.
It's
I
not.
looked very closely at it. It's just unfortunate choice of
It's
things.
just, I wonder about that. And that's the thing. I mean, there are a lot of German words that they could just use that are instantly going to sound like they are neo-Nazis.
Yeah, well,
No. You're never, as a German, you can never use the term final solution for anything. You know what I mean? Like you could just, it's not allowed.
what is your
know?
final solution for the problem? Yeah. No, actually, Stellar Master Elite is a Thorns song title.
Oh, okay.
So
Or is it?
it is.
Or is it?
It is. All right, so my first band this week is called Sludgehammer, and their album Eldritch Calling, and I think Buke will like this, so make sure you check it out.
Okay.
It's sludgy, but it's sludge with a very definite death metal. The vocals are just like, your style. Second up is a band called Lungs, and As Dust Reaches the Earth.
These are both good. Those are great titles so far. You've chosen great titles. I don't know anything about these bands, but
Yeah, let's name our band Lungs.
well, Sledgehammer. I like Sledgehammer. That's good. And Lungs. That's good. It's kind of
Well, Sledgehammer is a definite, this is what our music sounds like. We are a sledgehammer. Lungs,
Makes me think they sound like Peter Gabriel.
yeah, sledgehammer.
Well, a Doom version.
Yeah.
Of course, right.
Lungs is a bit more, they were described as sort of a Neurosis kind of band.
The Moth Gatherer I listened to earlier was also Neurosis style too. Yep.
It's a little more varied in its styles, definitely more so than Sledgehammer. But I'm really digging it. So you check it out. It's on Bandcamp. Next one is one that we were recommended by a listener. This is the Canyon Observer and their album Fuck with a V instead of a U. So it's a fucking true cult fuck.
Was that Rick? Who was it that?
That was Rick.
Okay, Rick. Yeah, and thanks, Rick.
Yeah.
By the way, we do.
Rick
we don't
Rick is
always
an avid supporter.
respond. Like he put some tweets
Yep.
up sometimes, and Rick, I'm not always really good about liking the requests or whatever things. But I always listen to everything you suggest, just so you know that, brother.
Yeah.
I always go check it out.
Yeah, same thing with Greg. Greg sends us a lot of stuff, and I don't always comment on it, but I do always listen to it.
Always, yeah.
And I don't always like it, which is why I don't always comment on it, but you know what I mean. But
By the way, when did Twitter change? Now when I like something, I have to hit this little heart button. I always feel a little, feminine when I
They
have to do
changed
that.
a couple months ago.
yeah,
A couple months ago, yeah. What did it used to be? I don't remember.
Like
it was a star.
it was a star. Yep.
Oh, a star. Let's go back to the star, man. I always feel like I'm. Well, okay. It's just like it's a little soft, you know what I mean? I don't know.
It's a little
Like,
soft. It's not metal enough.
It's not metal
Where's the
enough.
little?
Yeah, yeah.
Where's the little? Fist of metal.
Speaking about this, we just got another recommendation from a listener. Just came in on my Twitter. If you like electronic 80s synth, like John Carpenter soundtracks, check out Perturbator.
Oh God, they're on Blood Music. People are raving about it. I have not listened
It's
to it
free
yet.
on Bandcamp.
Everyone thinks they are like the shit. I don't know.
Okay.
Hey,
All right.
Perturbator.
Well,
Yeah,
Okay.
Perturbator. Yep, just came in on came in on the
I have
Twitch
heard
right
that.
now.
I've heard that somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah.
What was that? Hey, what's that? There's some soundtrack, vaguely metal, somewhat keyboardy thing that just came back around. It's got Goblin in the title.
Necro Goblin?
No.
Goblicon.
Yeah, Necro Goblin.
I'll look it up. But it's like that. It's like this weird John Carpenter.
And
shit.
that recommendation came in from Matt. So thank you for that, Matt.
Matt. You're Matt.
And my last album that I've been listening to is one that I'm actually a little bit late to the party to, and I swear somebody has talked about this album before, and I don't know who it is. So Sorry if I didn't listen the first time, but Dead to a Dying World and Litany. I saw that when it first came out, and I was like, oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 words in the name. Okay, must be some stupid metalcore bullshit. Anytime you got more than like 2, 3 words in your name, it's probably going to be a problem for me. But this turned out to actually be like a really cool doom, death doom album that was not at all what I expected. I know I sent it to Jay. I was like, Jay, you got to check this out. You got anything to say on that, Jay?
Yeah, I like it, dude. I wonder if it was John that mentioned it.
I thought maybe it was Buke, but Buke's not looking. He's not over there getting self-righteous, so I guess it wasn't.
No, it was me.
Was it?
Yeah, I like it. Was you?
So do you like it?
Yes.
All right.
Sorry, I was.
Good shit,
dude,
yeah.
we have the greatest listeners. As I'm sitting over here, we just keep getting tweets and likes.
That's awesome.
Yes.
Sweet.
As if this were live.
Yes.
Yeah, I did like that, George. I like it a lot, actually.
Yeah, it's definitely very cool. All right.
And
Well, Trevor, do you have a classic album?
Oh, classic album. Shit. Did I not come to prepared to this?
Oh, dude, you're just like us. There's usually one of us that's going, damn, I forgot my classic.
Okay, no, my classic album is going to be today, and is going to be Rat's Invasion of Your Privacy, because the Raw Candy remaster sounds fucking amazing. It's one of the best remasters I've heard in a long time. And that record is great. Yes.
You're in love.
It's the
Great song. My favorite Rat song of all time, I think, is on there, which is What You Give Is What You Get, which is a great kind of deep cut.
Yeah.
Love that track.
I'm a huge Rat fan, just seeing that.
That's the Unforgotten Rat album, and I have to tell
Absolutely.
you, I don't mind telling you, I owned it as a kid, and I was like, and by that time they'd kind of passed a little bit. I think they were still popular, but it's this really good pop metal record, Yep,
it's
Maybe pop
the
metal's
riffs
not
are
the
real
best.
dark. It's not super like not that Britney Fox like cheesy hair bop metal. It's actually got some guts to it. So yeah, that would be my classic pick.
You're in Love was one of the first songs I learned to play on guitar, which is why I was like, yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, the chick on the cover was married to one of them too. I'm sure I read that sometime.
Yeah, she was like a penthouse model or something. I remember that.
I think she was married to the one who died, actually.
Oh, Robin Crosby, yeah.
Yeah. All right, my classic for the week. I think I did a UFO record a few weeks ago, but I'm doing another one. Because really, this is probably one of my favorite UFO records. It's one of their heaviest records. It's really well polished. No heavy petting. And incidentally, No Heavy Petting is like probably a while back. They just did this re-releases where they added a lot of outtakes and extra unreleased songs. And the best one was No Heavy Petting. It had like 6 songs on it. They were like, how are these not out some other way already? So anyway. I love UFO. Love the Michael Schenker period in particular. That's a good record. No heavy petting.
Right on. Puke.
Armored Saint, March of the Saint.
Fuck yeah, man.
Catchy.
That's a killer record.
Yes, catchy. I've seen talk online back and forth. Some people absolutely love it. Some people think, it kind of falls off after a couple songs. I love it.
No, that's classic right there.
I think False Alarm, that's the last track, is my favorite on the whole record.
Oh, yes.
That's that record.
But, March of the Saint, Can You Deliver, Madhouse, Take a Turn.
Can You Deliver, man?
Yep.
Yeah. That's another one on Rock Candy. Seriously, I want free shit from Rock Candy after this.
You hear this?
It's great. It's got some bonus demos on there. The Delirious Nomad one is awesome, too.
And an awesome album cover to boot.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's a great cover, yeah.
All right.
I do wish that they would get back. I know they play occasionally, like they played with Sadis, I think, recently, but really wish Bush would come out in the armor.
Nice.
I need him to come out in a suit of armor.
Did you listen to their latest one, Trevor?
Yes, I've got the box set here.
What do you think of it?
To be honest, I listened to it once or twice and don't remember much about it. I actually liked La Raza a lot. The new one just didn't stick with me, but I need to give it another spin.
Yeah.
No, I think that was the general feeling on the pod. There was
general support, but it just didn't stick.
No.
Yeah, it didn't stick, yeah.
Yeah, bands like that need to be catchy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, I think that's what you said previously, Buke, was there just was no real hooks on it. And, when you don't find a hook on a record, it just doesn't pull you back. So
that's the thing. And the last two I thought were really good. Revelation was really good, too. I like that record a lot. But
there you go.
Well, so it goes.
So,
Georgie, with the classic.
Buke and I have been doing this a little bit longer than Jay has. And so it's getting hard for us to come up with classics every week. I mean, this is our 39th episode, and we've done this 39 times. And it's like, well, what the fuck else is a classic out there? We might have to retire this at some point. Be like, we've done them all. Sorry, we're done. But Today's classic is one that I, as so frequently happens when I'm building my list, I heard it on the radio in the car. And in fact, it's hanging on the wall. The vinyl's hanging on the wall right there. And it's Quiet Riot's Metal Health.
Wow.
Yeah, you can't get any more classic than that.
Yeah, I mean,
It's
you
the
listen
first
to
metal record to ever be number one on the Billboard charts, as a matter of fact.
Yep.
In that era. Yeah.
You think Quiet Riot, kids today are going Quiet Riot, that's lame. And sure, it was an extremely commercial album. It was a commercial success. But in 1983, this fucking album blew my mind. Well,
Yeah, and it was
actually, I only
metal,
like half the album. I like Metal Health. I like Come On Feel the Noise, which of course is a Slade cover. Slick Black Cadillac and Love's a Bitch. Those were the songs for me. But this was like 1983. I was probably 11 or 12, and I had to be like 6th grade when this came out. And I was just getting into metal. I'd been listening to some Van Halen and some Black Sabbath and, stuff like that, Dio. And this was new, and it was big. And, with the fucking dude in the straitjacket with the mask.
And the wide eyes.
And, Metal Health, bang your head. I was like, yeah, man, I like metal, and this is about metal, and it fucking moved me. And
metal.
And metal, man. Just metal.
Metal. Fucking
Well, it was the
metal.
metal
I
anthem.
kind of hate the fact that commercial instantly deems things bad in a lot of people's minds.
Sure.
Like, I get it if you sell out just to do that. Like, I still kind of hold a grudge against Metallica for that. But if that's just what you do and you write good songs, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Absolutely,
good songs are good
dude.
songs.
And I was obsessed with it too, George. I'm more than willing to admit that. And as a nod to you, Trevor, I first heard that song on a compilation record, which also had a bunch of other stuff on it. And one of the songs that I remember was on it, which was like on every compilation record for the longest time, was a song called Tell Me What You Want by Zebra. Do you remember Zebra, dude? That was the only time I've ever heard Zebra, is like on multiple compilation records. And and I think it had a Rainbow song on it. It had like something off of Straight Between the Eyes. But I remember hearing it. And it had You Can't Stop Rock and Roll on it by Twisted Sister.
Oh, nice.
And those two songs in particular I really zeroed in on. It was a good record.
It's funny you mentioned Zebra, because my deep track is actually from a compilation, and it has Zebra on there.
What is the song? Tell Me What You Want.
It's not, though. The song's called Bears.
Gotcha. What's the? Well, we'll get to it. We get to it, but
Yeah.
Wasn't Zebra they were like a Zeppelin clone kind of thing, right?
I don't even know. This is
They're
the
like-
only song by them I've ever heard.
Yeah.
it's a trio. It's a trio, and I want to say that they're all possibly either Hispanic or like there's some sort of ethnicity. I think because it seems to me they all have kind of darker skin, and they're closer to like Triumph.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And it's funny
Yeah,
because
but there's a little Zeppelin taste to it.
I think we all need to go pick up Zebra now. We're all going to be like, holy shit, this is the greatest band we never listened to.
yeah. What's funny is
that song, Tell Me What You Want, is a really good song.
Well, it's funny because you're talking about this compilation, and I was wondering if it was the one that I'm pulling my deep track from, because it has Quiet Riot on there, it has Zebra, it has Dio.
Does it have Rainbow, something from Straight Between the Eyes?
No, but it's it's Dio.
You Can't Stop Rock and Roll?
No, Twisted Sister. So anyway, I'll get to that in my deep tracks. I just was like, wow.
Right on.
All right, let's do vinyl purchases or any other. What do you got? I guess you can do vinyl since you are a collector.
I can do vinyl. All right. Look, I even have a stack here so I wouldn't forget what I bought recently.
Nice.
Nice.
I know everyone else can't see, but you guys can.
Oh, no, we love to look.
Ooh, Varg.
Varg's Guten Tag. Finally, it only came out limited on white vinyl. Got it from Germany.
Sweet.
Nice.
Most recent Cold record.
Ooh.
In Days.
That's a
Fucking
good
killer.
cover.
Love it. And the cover of Sepultura's Troops of Doom on there is really cool.
Sweet.
Heide Volk. I don't even know how to say this one properly. We Ode Grand. Not my favorite Heide Volk record. I like Batavi better, but this one's
That
on
cover, that's slick, man.
Isn't
I
that
didn't even
fucking
know they
great?
did vinyl.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
No, this record and the one before it both came on vinyl.
Sweet.
And then my epic, uncool one is the original Carrere pressing of Breaking the Chains.
No.
With the non-live version of Paris is Burning.
That's a sweet. Can you flip it over?
Why is it so shiny? Is it because
Man,
it's
that is
still in
because
the-
it is like mint condition. I bought it from a guy in Sweden. And I don't know if you can see this, but there's a great little note on here that
Don't
says
pirate.
home taping is killing music and it's illegal. illegal. So don't go making a fucking home tape copy of this record.
Yeah.
But yeah, well, I needed that
condition.
original mix.
That right there is Gem Mint 10 for all you
That's
carb
it.
guys.
This came off of Discogs, and yes, it said like near mint, and so I ordered it. It cost $30, whatever. Opened in, like, holy shit, it is pristine.
Yeah.
Like he walked out of the store with it.
Of course, people listening to this can't see, but like we're having to squint right now. It's fucking the light is just
so shiny,
reflecting
yeah.
off of that cover.
No, it's absolutely looks like it was purchased yesterday.
And I take it the disc is in likewise good shape.
Exactly.
Now that, Jay, on the other hand, that's a disaster.
Yeah.
It's indecent.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just nice.
So there
That's
you
your
go.
haul? Cool.
That's all for the moment.
All these episodes melt into one to another, so I hope I don't mention something I already mentioned, but whatever. But I did receive my copy of Serpent Throne, which I might have mentioned last time. So I ordered that on vinyl. I got the Tourist record on vinyl, since I'm so into that. Mm-hmm. And then this one hasn't arrived yet, but I ordered it. And in the last pod, I was like, about this record, and I've turned around and become really into this record, which is the new Swallow the Sun. Mm-hmm. So I ordered the vinyl set of that, which is like
that got pushed back until like January or something, or later this month maybe.
Oh, was it, George? Okay, I pre-ordered it, but I mean, it's like 5 albums, and I even got the slightly nicer.
Yeah.
There was like some little extra because I like that record a lot. That's it. I purchased a few MP3 things, but that's all the vinyl I got.
Okay, Buke?
Nothing.
Nothing. That's a first.
There's an Ashen Horde single out there that you should jump on right now.
And
Yes.
where can we get that at?
You can get that at ashenhorde.bandcamp.com and also ashenhorde.bigcartel.com.
Nice.
And I can say, as I said before, I just ordered that, so you should too.
You should.
I will
now.
Let's make
Do you guys-
order
orders
here with
are
2
limited.
purchases.
When we
6
had,
to 8 weeks for delivery.
do you guys
No.
have shirts and merchandise yet?
We do on the Big Cartel stores.
And I like how I keep saying you
I know,
guys.
like we. Who's we?
Like
all
we,
right.
exactly.
It's all right.
Oh, no, him.
It's me and my other personality.
His drum machine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So but it's
Unfortunately,
for-
the drum machine's kind of a dick and wants like 50% of the
Fucking,
profits. But
they always are.
Yeah.
They always
he didn't
are.
write any of this.
But he brings in the chicks, so,
He does bring in the chicks. True.
There's some Bill Murray. You remember when Bill Murray used to do that lounge singer act thing back in the 70s? Like it was on Saturday Night Live. He did this lounge singer, and then he did one where he had this drum track, he had a drum machine with him, and he was playing, and he kept turning it up faster and faster and faster, and then he finally just turned it back down, and he was like, "Ladies and gentlemen, the SE 5000." You're like, whatever is like his little solo. It was
Drum
so
solo?
good. Yeah, it was wonderful. George, what'd you buy?
Well, on the last episode, we did our top 3 Deep Purple albums. And so inspired by that, I picked up Deep Purple's Burn,
Yay.
Yes.
Nice.
which is my first time on vinyl. I also got Deep Purple's In Rock on vinyl.
Nice.
Great record.
And my pre-order that I had completely forgotten about of Vector's Outer Isolation finally showed up from Earache.
Nice.
And I got Skepticism's new album, Ordeal. And this last one, Neutrino, if you're a little butthurt about what we were talking about earlier, I also got the Obsidian Tongue Infera Buro 12-inch.
Oh, good man. There's George, supporting the community.
That's right.
And I'm sure it's great, by the way.
It is. I listened to it. I put it on and spin it. It's a nice blue vinyl.
Nice.
All right. Deep tracks. Trevor, what do you got?
Fuck, I already pulled out the Rat song. All right, so my deep track then, we're going to go Kiss, because I know Jay's big into Kiss too. And my deep track is going to be my all-time favorite Kiss song, which is
Can I guess that?
Exciter.
Wait, shoot.
Oh, sorry, I already said it.
No, I never would have guessed that. That's a good choice, though, bro.
Exciter off of Lick It Up, I think, is the best song Paul Stanley has ever done. And it's super heavy. It's really cool. I fucking love it.
Is that their
Track
Judas
one
Priest
on that
cover?
album. Yeah, right. And how great was it that on his solo tour, he did $1 million to 1 off that record?
Oh my
too?
God. Between $1 million to 1 and Magic Touch, my brain ready to explode. That was amazing.
Dynasty was the first vinyl I ever purchased for myself ever.
Oh.
And Magic Touch, I was just like, this is the greatest fucking thing I've ever heard.
Yep.
Yeah.
Magic
There's a lot of
Touch.
great songs.
Pulled
on that
those out.
record.
I was just like, oh, they made the whole ticket price, everything worth it to see those two songs.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, that was a great fucking show. Did you see any of the Ace solo tours?
No, I've heard various things and I've heard some of the recordings, but no, I've not actually caught Ace.
I actually saw him for that first solo record after, not the last one, but the one before that. And then one before that, actually. So he's got like 3 of the late since. Anyway, it was great. It was fucking awesome, dude. It was a really good show. All right. Well, my deep track this week is off of a well-known record, but it's the song, probably my favorite song on this record, off of Venom's Black Metal. It's first song on side 2 for those of you who actually listen to vinyl. Leave Me in Hell. That's such a great fucking song. I love it. That's one of my top 3 favorite Venom songs.
Excellent. Puke.
Nevermore off of Enemies of Reality. Track 3, Never Purify.
That old record's a deep track, dude.
Never purify, unless it's an essential
it's a good
purification.
Yep.
Buke, did you ever go get the Andy Sneap remaster of that?
No.
Oh, you owe yourself, dude. Because that was what everybody hated that record because of the sound. He produced it and made it sound like all the other ones. It sounds really good now.
Andy Sneap is so awesome.
Yeah, he brought it back to life.
I mean, he brought United Abominations back. You know, he produced that.
There you go.
So
Yeah,
right on.
Georgie boy.
So my deep track is another one that I was like shocked to hear on the radio the other day because I've never heard it on the radio before. It's kind of more commercial because it's from 1984, and this is the song that I found on a compilation album. This is the band Helix and the song "Rock You" from Walking.
Give me an R.
Helix.
The
Are they like
Razor's Edge.
Canadian?
Yeah.
Give me an R. Yeah, it's kind of a
I don't have.
kind of a weird metal cheerleader kind of thing.
It goes. I could sing it for you. It goes like this. Give me an R. R. You do the shouts, George. Give me an R.
R.
Oh.
Oh.
C.
C.
Hey.
What you got?
Rock.
What are you gonna do?
Rock you.
Wow, I'm just glad they were trying to teach kids to read. That's fantastic. It's like Sesame Street metal. That's
Yeah.
You know,
Exactly.
I have a funny Helix story, dude, and I own their. I don't have them anymore, but I used to have their first 2 records and listen to them, and one of them was the one George just mentioned that had that song on it. But I was at a record store called Camelot Records in the '80s, and this was in Springfield, Missouri, and they had this new from Chrysalis Records or whoever it was, and they had the Queensryche EP. And they had Helix and maybe one other thing up there, and they had just like a million of them. That was this record stores. So we were like, me and my brother were there, and I was like, well, shit, man, let's get one of these. And I was like, I'll get this Helix one because it had the cooler cover, and he got the Queensryche one, and I could not have been more sorry when we got home. It's like,
Yeah.
did you want to trade?
They were one of those bands. They were
I actually went back and listened to it, and No Rest for the Wicked is actually this really cool rock and roll record. I did listen to that record a lot. That's their first Helix record.
Yeah, they're one of those
That's-
Canadian bands, like the like Canadian knockoff of an American band kind of thing. You know, Helix and Triumph and April Wine and
Helix
all of
is
those
like
bands. You know,
You know.
but yeah. So I first heard this on it was a compilation called "Crazed: An All-Out Metal Assault." And I bought this on vinyl. It was my very first vinyl ever that I bought in, like, I guess 1985 was when it came out. And I bought it at Kmart. And it had Quiet Riot's Bang Your Head, Queensryche, Zebra, Rush, just an early
What
warning.
Queensryche track was on there? I'm very curious.
Deliverance.
Oh,
And Dio's Mystery, Helix Rock You, Crocus Midnight Maniac, which was the song I was thinking of going with, but it's a little more well-known, I think. Though they didn't fucking play it at M3 for some reason. I'm like, oh, you have like 2 songs people know and you're not going to play one of them? Fuck you. Armored Saint, Can You Deliver? YNT, Don't Stop Running, and Scorpions, Still Loving You.
nice.
Great, great compilation.
So I love that that's how they were going to try to lure people into like the Scorpions was Still Loving
They're still
You.
loving you, yeah.
Like, it's a great song, but it's like not exactly representative of the band. But I guess they were already established. Didn't matter.
Yep.
They were, but I mean, and that record. I'm not at all ashamed to admit was my introduction to them, the Blackout. Oh wait, was it Still Loving You?
That was Love It First Sting.
Love It Soft, Love It First Sting. What's the one? Holiday maybe on?
Yeah,
no.
that's on. No, Holidays on Love Drive.
When
What
the
was
Smoke's Going
Blackout
Down.
didn't really have a big ballad actually.
It's When the Smoke Is Going Down. I think.
Yeah, with the most out of tune solo in all of recorded music at the end.
I chose a deep track from that a while back, which was China White. Since you know that
That's
record,
a great track. Yeah,
isn't it, dude? That's a
they
killer.
played it
song.
like twice in one of the recent tours. I saw it like on YouTube, and I was just like, "Oh my god!"
It's a great song, great Scorpion song.
Well, here we are almost at the end. And Trevor made it the whole way. He didn't get fed up and leave or anything.
Trevor has been an amazing guest.
Yeah, can we keep you?
Wonderful.
Yeah.
That's how Jay came to be on the podcast. Is Jay's band Catatonic Society was putting out promos, and I was like, "Hey, let's get him on." And we brought him on for an interview, and he just stayed.
Sweet.
We just had a good time, you know.
It may happen, man. I may start haunting you. You never know.
Hey, you're more
this
than
has been
welcome.
great.
Yeah,
man.
anytime you want to come on, man.
You are
I love
always
nerding
welcome.
out about metal. You know, like I said, my wife's not into it, so it's nice to be able to, and not something I really talk about in my normal life with most people. So this is cool.
Exactly. That's the same for all of us. That's why we love doing this.
Come and see us whenever you like, Trevor. We'd love to have you, dude.
Yep.
It was a good time. I really enjoyed talking to you today, for sure.
Before we get into the last bit where we play another song, I want to make sure to tell you to check us out on Facebook. Facebook. You can check us out on Twitter. I am Disciple OV Metal, Disciple of Metal. Buke, you are
at Opeth fan. You always fucking smug.
He says it. And Trevor, every episode, he saes it like he's disappointed in himself.
Oh, no, that's all right.
You got to change that or something.
Could be a lot worse. You could be at Boys to Men fan.
Yeah,
That
was nice.
Not that there's anything wrong with Boys to Men.
Now you feel a little better about
yeah,
yourself.
they've made a very successful career of that on Bended Knee.
Absolutely have.
And then there's, of
Sounds
course,
silly,
at Catatonic J.
Yeah, Catatonic J.
Yeah, I'll always be proud of that.
Are you on Twitter?
Yes, at Ashen Horde.
Ashen Horde, okay.
I don't use Twitter near as much as I should. I'm more Facebook, but yeah, I do have Twitter.
We'll be following you and friending you, Trevor, as the day goes on.
We're also on Instagram. We're on YouTube. We're on Stitcher. And, of course, you can find us at wearemetalheads.com. Before we get into the last bit, though, Trevor, is there, like you said, Facebook, is there anything that you can throw out there for people to find your stuff online or anywhere else?
Yeah, it's all over the place. Facebook, there is, of course, ashenhorde.com, Bandcamp, Reverb Nation, all those. It's on all the major sites, iTunes and everything. 9 Plagues will be available there. And we do there. I'm doing it as if there are more than one of me.
We've made him multiple personality.
Right. There is a lyric video for Feral, the first single off 9 Plagues. It's on YouTube, Dailymotion, Vimeo. Check it out. It turned out really cool. It's nice. Like, I didn't make it. It's actually a nice animated lyric video. But yeah, pretty much Google Ashen Horde and we'll come up somewhere. So
excellent. And like I said, the new album 9 Plagues is out today. If you're listening to this on the day it came out, so December 15th. Look for it.
By the time you hear this, we will have recorded our end of year episode with John and Will. The blood will have dried. The wounds will have healed from the battle that will have happened over our lists. If you want to share your list with us, please, top 5, top 10. We're doing top 25. Send it in to us. Anyway, from our website, send us a link, and we'd love to share it on the site.
Yep. Sounds good.
Coolio.
We're going to leave you with another song from 9 Plagues by Ashen Horde. This song is the song Isolation. Can you tell us anything about this one before we play?
Yeah, like I mentioned before, this is kind of towards the end of the album. Most of the people that are part of the story have been slaughtered, and now they're just kind of barely surviving, starting to really feel the mental strain of everything they've been through, the ordeal. So right before they come up with their idea for one last attempt at survival. So this is second to last song on the record, Isolation.
Excellent. Thanks a lot. And of course, from all of us, thank you for coming on the show. Here is Isolation.